Good morning, everybody. We are here on Rock Racing TV in Alabama. I am Matthew Holt.
I'm Bree Molitor.
We are here with a very special guest today. Do you want to introduce yourself and talk about why you're here?
Hey, guys. I am Ricky Berry with RCV Performance. We are here. We've been a sponsor for 10 years now with SRRS. So this is kind of our 10-year anniversary event.
Which is awesome.
It is. And so with that being said, we're here. We're set up. We did a little giveaway to the drivers. We want to support the drivers, so we gave away some axles at the drivers meeting yesterday and today. And it's nice to be back at kind of our roots a little bit.
Yeah. Nathan King and Jonathan Andrews are some very happy campers this weekend because they won the drawing for the RCV giveaway at the drivers' meetings.
Well, and because of SRRS, we've done so much with our product and progressed it. So it's been a great relationship for the last 10 years.
Again, I run them. I know I love my axles. Like I said, I kind of swear by the RCV stuff. I know they take a massive beating, and I know they are a great axle because you see them on, I think, almost every rig down there. So if everyone's running it, it's probably the best stuff out there.
Man, we're super happy to see it, and we're happy to be here and enjoy some racing today.
Awesome. Hey, well, speaking of racing, I know we have some UTV youth drivers that are anxiously sitting on the starting line, so we want to be able to go ahead and kick them off. But we're going to keep talking with Ricky. We're glad to have him here with us this weekend. Lots of fun stuff happening at Hawk Pride. Yesterday we had our UTV stock class, unlimited class, and our VIN class. Today we're starting with our UTV youth, and we will have UTV bounty, and then we'll go into the bouncers. So let's go down to Zach and see what our first young driver has to say.
First up on the youth class, Ava Garner going to get this thing started. I know it's always a lot of pressure going first, but she loves it. She's going to do a good job and go fast. Who do you want to thank for being here, Ava?
My mom, my dad, and everyone that supports me.
All right, all her supporters, all of her fans, and her mom and dad, whoever those jerks are. All right, good luck, baby. You got it. Hang on a minute. We're going to get you started when they tell me your track's clear.
All right. Got his interview done. Again, he is, I think, probably our current points leader for the season. He has a pretty competitive run usually. I've seen him on the top of the box quite a bit this season. Brantley Havens. They do a great job. His mom and dad come out and support him and help him out. Has a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Brantley is sitting third in points right now overall for the season. He has definitely been one of our consistent drivers. Our youth class was new for this year, and it's been a whole lot of fun watching these kids come out. Man, they get their game face on. They're ready to rock and roll. And they start out the whole day of racing for us on Saturdays, so it's definitely been a lot of fun to watch. I get a kick out of watching the dads that are out there on the course. They're out, waving their arms and pointing and getting the kids going in all the right directions. So it's a whole lot of fun to watch.
And usually, like I said, they usually are all out there helping corral all the drivers. So it's pretty cute.
All right, Taylor, can we get a time? That was a pretty quick run. 53.430. And it looks like we've got Gatlin Wills on the line now. Let's go to Zach.
Brody Pierman on the line. How many races have you raced with us?
3.
3 races, so he's pretty much a veteran, guys. He's got this thing locked down. What place are you shooting for? First place. That's my man right there. Give it to me. Good luck, brother. Watch that guy up there. He's going to tell you when to go, okay?
All right, so I have a correction. That was Ava Garner. That was our first driver. She was a late entry, so she was at the beginning of the list there. So we had a little mix-up with that, and it looks like this must be Cam Goforth out on the course right now. All right, it's Brody Pierman. Sorry for the confusion, guys. We must have had some late entries. The kids took a look at it and said, you know what, I want to get in on that too. That looks fun. Glad to have them out here. We've got a nice lineup in our youth class this morning.
So what ages are the youth class?
It usually ranges from about 6 to 11, I would say.
I know with the American Short Course Series, they break them up about every 6 year.
47.716 for Brody.
It's pretty quick.
Let's go to Zach.
All right, next up we got Evil Knievel herself, Dallas Heckley. Y'all might have caught a little preview of this girl's skills this morning. She went full send. She actually is in the running for skinny pedal, I hear. Congratulations. She got the buggy fixed back best possible, got a little bit A-arm. What are you going to do today?
Win.
She's going to win. Who do you want to thank for being here?
My mom and dad.
Oh, yeah, I love your mom. I like your mom, too. All right, good luck, girl. Give me knuckles. All right, watch him up there. He's going to tell you when to go.
All right, so that is young Dallas Heckley. Zach was talking about that she had a little adventure already this morning, just on her way down to the race hill. Had I think some issues with her brakes or something, and ended up taking a little off-road detour she did not plan on.
No.
But she is one tough cookie, and she's back out here ready to race. And as she said, win.
Win.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best one-word answer you can have it, I guess.
I mean, that's
on the starting
goal.
line.
That's kind of the goal for everybody today, right?
Yeah. Nicely summed up.
Yeah, that was definitely, we were actually talking about that. That's definitely a skinny pedal award right there. The problem is we have no video from it.
Look, okay. Is that Jay out there on the course?
So we've actually we've been hearing some demand for product for this class. These guys are getting pretty serious and pushing the limits of these. The Razor 200 that came out. The Razor 200 that came out is actually becoming really popular. So you never know. We might get into the youth racing ourselves.
All right. 51.221 for Dallas Heckley. Maybe we'll be seeing some RCV repping young drivers out here.
You might,
sooner rather than later, huh?
Especially if they keep driving that rough like Dallas this morning.
Hey, she takes after her dad a little bit. So Dallas's dad is Daniel Heckley. And, of course, you guys are used to seeing him driving the big bouncers, and then he's in the UTV stock class this season as well. So lots of racing going on in the Heckley family.
That's great to see.
Yeah, I seen Jack Porter running behind her, and I thought, oh, look, Jack's chasing her. That's so funny. And then she hit that first rock, and I was like, that's not funny. This is not funny. Like, I realized that she was not doing this. Like,
you're like, oh, wait, this is not on purpose. Yeah.
Are we sure that it wasn't on purpose?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
She in the first thing
I missed it, but I heard the story from many people.
And the first thing she said was, my brakes stopped working about halfway down the hill. Like, she was irritated. It was so cute, like stupid buggy, It was pretty comical.
So how many competitors in the youth class do we have today?
Looks like we've got about 8.
Yeah, okay. About 8.
So a nice number for this class. We're not quite halfway through yet. Let's go down to Zach and get a little interview.
All right, we have your current leader, aren't you? If you're not, you will be after this race. What's your predictions? What are you going to do today?
Drive it hard.
All right, we got Brantley Havens right here. He says he's going to drive it hard. We'll see if he's all talk. I don't know.
All right, so that's Brantley Havens. He said he's going to drive it hard. And Brantley, as I mentioned earlier, I was mistaken on which driver was out there, but Brantley is in 3rd place in points right now for the season. We are on our 6th race of the season so far. This is our 2nd Southern race of the year. If you're just joining us, you guys are watching Hillside Live with Bree and Matt, and we've got Ricky B hanging out with us up here from RCV Axle, originally of Ricky B Photography fame back in the day. We're at Hawk Pride Mountain Off-Road enjoying an awesome morning of racing. We had 3 classes yesterday. We've got 3 today. It's going to be a good time. And this weekend marks sort of the 10-year anniversary of RCV supporting the Southern Rock Racing Series. So we've got Ricky up here hanging out with us, and we'll talk some more about that later and how they gave back to some of the drivers this weekend. That was a 46.556 for Brantley. Let's go to Zach.
Zach, coming to you. 3, 2, 1.
All right, next up we got Clara Hoback, one of our seasoned racers, one of the veterans in the series, absolutely killing it. We got the coolest pink buggy. You can tell Who do you want to thank for being here, Clara?
A little feedback out of that radio, I think.
And my brother.
Oh, her mom and daddy and brother. So we got, even Collier got a little bit of mention today. All right, well, watch your daddy. He's going to tell you when to go.
All right, this is Clara Hoback. Her dad, Justin, you could see that blue 4-seat RZR off to the side there. He raced that in the stock class yesterday. And Justin and Colton Hoback both are a big part of our recovery team and help out a lot at the races here as well as racing. Colton was in the VIN class yesterday, Justin in the UTV stock class, and we've got Clara out here in the youth class. Clara is second in points right now for the season in our youth class. Her first year of racing, she came out as she's been a pretty fearless little driver. She had a few.
She has been
near misses with some trees. I think she got on 2 wheels in one race, maybe a Windrock. But she's been doing an awesome job. It's fun watching her race. She got a 43.561. This is Gatlin Wills now. I got a little mixed up earlier. I think this car is doing double duty.
I think we have a few down there doing double duty today.
Let's go to Zach.
All right, pulling up to the line, we got the one and only Gatlin Wheels right here. By far the best wheels racer in the entire family. Gatlin, what place are you getting today?
Number 1.
Number 1. All right, who do you want to thank for bringing you?
My mom, my dad, Daniel Pierman, friends and family, Digging Deeper Racing, and Radical Race Gear.
Man, she's already got a bunch of sponsors and a bunch of family. We got a bunch of people pulling for you, and I'm one of them. Good luck, Gatlin.
Gatlin's a fun young lady. She's very poised and always eager to come up and talk with us and discuss her race strategies.
Yes.
And she's
I told her mom this morning.
She's a feisty little thing, so she's super fun.
I told her mom this morning that she was maybe one of the sassiest racers we have. And she's like, I believe you.
She's great, and she is first in points right now for the season. So she comes out and she drives her heart out here.
Yeah.
She takes after her dad. Justin Wills is in the bouncer class. You guys will be seeing him later. We've been seeing a lot of them all season.
Again, Jay down there helping keep everybody on track. All of our little and big race fans. I also love how many ladies we have racing in our youth class.
Yeah.
It's right. I think this weekend it might be a 50-50 split.
45.820. That means that Clara is in the lead right now with a 43.5, and then Gatlin with a 45. We've got one young driver still to go, I believe. We have... All right, maybe not. All right, I do believe that was it for our youth class. So that means Clara Hoback was in first for our Course 1 with a 43.5. Gatlin Wheels in second with a 45.8. And let's see, Brody Pierman in third with a 47. Matt, you got it over there?
I do.
Okay.
Clara Hoback in first, like you said, 43. Gatlin Wheels coming in second. Brantley Havens in 46. Brody Pierman in a 47. And then Ava Garner. I got one missing. I lied. Hang on. Clara Holback is sitting in first with 43. Gatlin Wills is second with a 45. We have we have a 46. Josh Hartman, did he run?
Nope.
Okay, that's where I was. Okay. Brantley Havens was third with 46. Brody Pierman was fourth with a 47. And that wraps up our 40s category, and then Ava Garner had a 53, and that wraps up our top 5. Do we have 6? Am I missing one? I was finishing punching the numbers while we were racing.
Yep. Who are you missing?
Dallas Heckley?
Dallas had a 51.221.
51.221.
So we've got Clara, Gatlin, Brantley, Brody, Dallas, and Ava. That's how our youth class shook out for Course 1. Great job to all those guys. No mishaps, no recoveries needed. Nobody got lost. These kids have come a long way since our first race this season. So it's been really fun to watch them progress as young racers. We are going to go into our UTV Bounty class next. We've got a nice lineup in that class as well. Looks like about a dozen drivers.
I could not believe how many drivers we had for the UTV Bounty. I was like, that is awesome. I mean, we're starting UTV Bounty has almost as many drivers as the Big Bouncer class, which is super cool to see. Again, those guys. And for those of you at home that don't understand what the UTV Bounty is, in the old days, hill killing is what we used to call it. You know, rock bouncers go up and hit hills that are like almost impossible. So then they started putting a bounty or a big reward on this hill that's almost impossible. Bounty class, again, climbs the same course as bouncers. And these are not easy courses to do for bouncers, as you'll see today.
Right.
So to see a tire that...
and then you shrink the tire size and the buggy size down and do the same exact course. That's what our UTV Bounty drivers are doing.
So I really have a lot of respect for these guys because they're doing a almost near impossible task. Again, when they're coming out,
and half the time they make it look pretty easy.
They do. It's hard. it's very hard sometimes. Again, sometimes they have to use a little more momentum or pick a little different line. Again, judging by where the rocks are sitting at. And today, I think you're going to see how rough that course is. Like I said, we got about a dozen or so drivers, so I'm excited to watch them come out and play around. But again, these guys, I have a lot of respect for them because they do stuff that us and the bouncers sometimes can't do. So to see them get up there and give it their all with a side-by-side that's a much smaller tire, a lot less power.
Yep.
It's always exciting to watch those guys. And, again, I know Dan Carter's probably in the mix there. DC Thompson, I see a few names.
We had DC. DC, I'm proud of him. He showed up to both drivers' meetings this weekend on time. Ready to go. It might have had something to do with the RCV giveaway yesterday.
I don't know, it did.
But proud to see him out here. But he's joining us for the Bounty class as well. So if you guys just jumped on the show, welcome to Hillside Live. We're at Hawk Pride Mountain Off-Road Park in Tuscumbia, Alabama this weekend. This is our Southern Series race number 2, our 6th race overall for the season. We'll have 4 more still to go. And this weekend is presented by RCV Axles, and it's a special weekend with them because we're kind of marking a 10-year anniversary of RCV partnering with the SRRS. Since way back in the day, the first race in 2012 at Chocolaco.
Oh yeah.
That was back when Ricky B Photography.
Yes.
That's how I met him. We were doing 4x4 Nation, and I got to know Ricky. Chocolaco way back.
Rock Racing TV is like the OG Rock Racing TV.
Yeah. So to kind of commemorate the weekend and make it a little more special, RCV did a super generous giveaway and did a drawing at both of our drivers' meetings yesterday and today. That was our fearless leader, Clyde.
That's our boss.
They gave away 40 spline Big Bell front axle set today for the bouncer class, and Jonathan Andrews won that. And Pro Series 2 axles and ball joints yesterday for the UTV class, and Nathan King was the lucky winner for that. So, Matt, I was rooting for you to win today. That would have been
Ricky
awesome.
came over and he's like, he goes, I've had more than one driver come to me today and be like, hey, make sure Matt gets those.
Oh, it's like, can we slip his name in a couple extra times?
I asked him, I said, can I enter a couple extra times? Because I run the RCV Dana 60 axles, which do great. They're awesome. I love them. The strongest axle on the planet for 99% of what we do.
Yeah, you can't say strongest axles on the planet.
Yeah. But, and again,
if you're breaking them a lot.
99.9% of the time, they're great for this. But again, when you go to the Big Bell, you can see how massive this thing is. I
tried to pick it up off the table yesterday. And
it's huge.
It's actually really heavy.
This is their the F5.
You cheated. You turned it over.
This is the F550. So it's actually a ball. Normally you have a ball and you have an outside shaft.
Pick it straight up.
Yeah. Probably not with one hand. That's pretty heavy. Normally you have a ball joint, and then you have a shaft that slides in, a shaft that slides to the other side. This is the F550, so it's actually molded in. So this is all one piece. And again, this is like 2.5, 3 inches in diameter. You're not going to break that. That's
Hopefully.
You might tear up the joint inside, but I would say I don't think there's anybody that's going to break a 3-inch axle shaft, 300M.
Maybe someday, Matt.
Cryo treated,
someday you'll have
heat treated, all the treated.
Next time there's a drawing.
Yeah. Ricky told me. He said, hey, listen. He goes, you get ready. Let me know. I said, we'll cut you a deal. Ricky takes pretty good care of a lot of our racers. Again,
He
they support a
does.
lot of Ultra 4 staff. They do some stuff with Mid-America. I know they're in all forms of racing. He said now they're into drifting. They're doing some drift cars now.
Ah.
Again, because those wheels have to turn really far to be able to kind of get in the corners. So he said now we're working on drift cars, and they have all kinds of stuff we're adding to our program. He said it all spawns from being partnered with the off-road series. So
yeah, and during the youth race, he mentioned maybe they'll start developing something for the 200s.
I could absolutely see that.
There's definitely some interest there, so
I could absolutely see that.
We'll see what happens. But, yeah, a huge shout-out to RCV for their years of support for the series and just for the sport in general. Like Matt was just saying, all the many ways and many facets that they're involved in. We definitely appreciate that. So fun to have Ricky out here hanging out with us this weekend. And we are glad to have you guys joining us on the show. Make sure you're watching from the Rock Racing TV Facebook page, not the SRRS page, because we want to be able to see your comments and answer your questions and interact with you. And that is not the Rock Racing TV group on Facebook.
Yes.
That's a different page. You need to go to the media and broadcast entertainment page, something like that. I need to figure out the exact title there, but if you just pay attention to that, you'll see that on Facebook what I'm talking about. But make sure you head over to Rock Racing TV and watch from there so that we can be hanging out with you guys and interact with you this morning. We are going to go down to the starting line with Zach.
All right, we got Will Bell kicking off this Bounty Series. Bounty Series basically is going to be take these UTVs who have become super capable and put them on the same heels as these big bouncers. So it's really challenging and takes somebody with not a lot of brains. So how do you feel about not being smart?
I don't know.
Okay, that's what we expected you to say. All right, we got Will Bell on the line, going to get this thing kicked off right now. Good luck, Will.
I love that interview.
Oh, nothing like a little pep talk from Zach. That's Will Bell on the line. Sounded like he probably did not know how to answer Zach's interview question.
Yes.
These poor drivers, they roll up there and they got Zach and they don't know what he's going to say.
And he said, if you don't say something, he goes, I'll fill it in for you. And I'm like, that's not good.
That's even worse.
Again, this is the same course the big bouncers do. So we're going to come out, make a left-hand turn. We go down a big loop, and then we'll come back. We go down a little bit of a hill, go through some woods section, and then we have kind of a gauntlet. We race back through a little valley there, and then we start some hills. Again, a little bit of a jump there. You're going right into a woods section. Got another kind of a sweeping left-hand turn. And then there's the gauntlet. They're going to have to come back through. There's just a lot of rocks.
This is the RCV Valley.
Okay,
Matt.
RCV Valley?
Yeah, that's what Eric and I named it
Like
yesterday.
it.
So Matt had a substitute in for him yesterday. Eric Hagan joined me on the show. It was awesome to have him. Glad to see you out here today, Matt.
Yep.
We're glad you made it. I
Me
know
too.
it was a bit of an adventure and a journey for you to get here.
We've had a lot of adventures here lately. A whole rock racing crew. I've had several adventures. Again, have a little trouble there with the rock section.
And this hill, this is what they call Maverick.
Okay.
Here at Hawk Pride, I believe. And we were going down it yesterday. It's a whole different animal going up this today. But again, the UTV Bounty class, we have to make it more challenging for these guys. So.
And again, this is the same course the big bouncers run, so I have a lot of respect for these guys. Even just getting out there to try something like this is impressive.
We love. Oh no! Wait for it.
Back on his wheels.
Ah. We love having our awesome drone coverage out here this weekend. We've got Jack, our drone pilot, doing a great job. But the one downfall on any of the cameras is they just don't give you the true perspective on what these hills look like. You might just be watching from home and say, well, that doesn't look like much. But I promise you, it's steeper in person and the rocks are bigger in person.
And I hear our drone is down as well. I heard Bill say we have hands on the drone, so that's
I'm laughing at Jack's face.
The drone footage we see is the greatest thing to watch, but the worst thing for a racer because it makes everything look super easy. So you're like, oh man, that looks like a piece of cake, and you're like, no, it's really hard, I promise. You're like, man, that looks, and it's a beautiful footage. Usually he's hovering all around us.
Look, what Will is driving up right now I started walking up it earlier, and it's almost like you have to lean forward and like claw your way to the top a little bit. It's just trust us.
Yes.
Just trust us.
My buddy Eric, me and him rode down in his Dodge truck, brought the bouncer down, guy, about 11 o'clock last night, 11:30. Got a hotel, crashed, got up this morning, came down. This is his first ever bouncer event, so I told him we'll have to give him a live feed just because he's a big car guy. He's his dad and my dad grew up together, so we've been friends literally since before we were born. And so he's been a really good friend of mine. He restores cars. We're big gearheads. We got in a lot of trouble growing up together, and so I said, "This is your first event. Why don't you get a live feed? Get a take of what it's like for a car guy to come to a bouncer event, and what's it like being here and seeing the atmosphere and watching the buggies and
we always love making new fans out
seeing
here,
seeing little buggies and seeing big buggies and see how that plays in."
All right, let's go down to Zach.
Zach, coming to you. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we got the king of more throttle than brains right here out of South Haven, Mississippi, D.C. Thompson. He's going to be our next one to go, and hopefully he'll be the first one to make it. D.C., I think I know what he's going to say, but who are you going to thank for being here?
Nobody.
Nobody. He's a team of one. You got this, baby.
Well, that's DC. Looks like Will decided not to keep bashing on the buggy after his rollover there. Don't blame him for that. He did race with us in the Cup Series yesterday as well. A lot of our drivers will race both, will race 2 or even 3, all 3 of our UTV classes. We have the Cup Unlimited class, we have the Stock class, and then Bounty as well. So lots of drivers out here doing duty between classes. And then we've got a handful, just a couple that will sometimes do all 3. Bryant gave us a nice reminder that Dan was the only one to make it up this hill last year.
Right, and Dan, he won. Ended up on the podium.
Is first in points right now in the UTV Bounty class for the season.
That's awesome. I love Dan. He's such a nice guy, such an awesome guy. He has. I love his merch too. He always has has fun, cool merch.
Some of the most fun merch designs.
That little the one with the reflective mirror looking like
the metallic.
Yeah, I love that. It's pretty cool.
All right, hey Taylor, you got any info for us?
Okay.
All right, we're getting the course cleared before we send DC.
I hear
listening to
Colton on the Hoback
radio. Colton on the Hoback?
Yeah, that's hitting me on.
Colton on the radio?
Yeah. Wasn't that Colton Hoback on the radio?
He doesn't even know.
Yeah.
You said Colton on the Hoback.
Oh, on the radio.
It's okay,
yeah.
We knew what you meant. There's DC out that race line starting gate. Making his turn around that CA Tech corner. Going so fast the camera couldn't keep up. DC had several good runs in the Unlimited class yesterday. A 4th and 2nd place finish on the Hills 1 and 2. Coming out of that RCV Valley pretty quickly. All right, now the moment of truth. He's coming up to Maverick. Where did he go? There he is. I can't see with the glare on the screen. He disappeared.
Again, DC is an absolute send it kind of guy. I mean, if there's a way he thinks he can make it up, he will definitely give it his best. This is a new chassis. He brought this out at Wildcat this year. Sold his old chassis to a guy that's also racing on our series. So,
Tyler. Is it Tyler or?
I don't remember who it was. I know I'd seen it out here, and he said he had sold it to another racer, and. Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble. Again, the picture video.
Riley Bradford, maybe. I can't remember.
Okay.
We'll come back to that.
You cannot really see how massive some of these rocks are, how awkward they are. It's kind of not even so much how big they are; it's just they're awkwardly spaced. So again, the drone shot does a little bit of justice to it to try to see where they're kind of spaced at. So trying to get a feel for it. So what's up, Nathan Andrews? We're watching our comments from our live feed from Rock Racing TV. Occasionally, I'll hop over to Southern Rock Racing Series live feed just because I miss my family. I hope bring them all over.
Well, you need to bring them all over to Rock Racing TV.
I'm trying.
If you're watching on the SRRS page, stop right now and go to the Rock Racing TV page. Join the rest of the group here.
Nathan Andrews. Hello, guys. Thanks for the live feed. Watching from Italy. I think he's a regular, right?
He is a regular.
Yeah.
Yep. Good to hear from you again, Nathan. Hey, remember to watch from the Rock Racing TV page from now on. That's where Matt and I will be watching from, and we want to be able to see all you guys tuning in. What's up, Greg?
Broken axle. Dang it. Michael says Derek Schaefer's who has DC's old buggy.
Okay. Thanks for that tidbit of information.
Yep. I love the interwebs.
It's a lot to keep up with around here. It's nice when we have fans that are well informed as well.
When it was just like 12 guys with 12 buggies, it wasn't too bad. But now we have like hundreds of buggies and hundreds of guys, and they're constantly changing,
selling, and buying and rebuilding. And
I was talking with Wyatt Wilson about his new buggy and how that has come to play. So I was talking to him about how that's who built it, where it changed hands from, all that good stuff.
All right, looks like we are going to be doing some recovery for DC. He's between a rock and a hard place, guys.
Literally.
But don't worry, we've got Clay Kaysen up there helping him out. Clay to the rest. I got to give him a hard time because he was giving me a hard time this morning.
Yeah. He's kind of ornery like that. And again,
the Kaysen brothers are fun, and they're great. They've been keeping things very competitive this season in both the UTV stock class and the unlimited class.
And I noticed they've been hanging out with Timmy a lot, so I don't know if that's because they're friends or they're just trying to pick up maybe some of those little extra go-fast secrets. Like, hey, buddy.
I don't know.
I love DC Thompson's picture. Like, it's just, that's the most, I feel like.
Quintessential DC.
If you knew DC, then you're like, that's appropriate. That's totally appropriate.
Matt, Adam wants to know if you found your truck yet.
I have not.
Is that a sore subject?
So, as some of you may have heard, we went to Rock Racing TV. I parked in St. Louis, and we all caravanned in the Super C motorhome and the production trailer out to Sturgis for the Ultra 4 event out there, which was a good time. Came back, and my truck was not there where I left it.
Ruh-roh.
So, yeah, they didn't tow it. I talked to everybody, and they did not tow it. I called a couple towing companies just to spend a couple hours trying to verify that. And then it turns out it wasn't, so.
And you left it parked in a hospital parking lot, right?
Yeah.
Who steals a truck from a hospital?
And it's an F-250
that's just terrible.
Kind of rusty. Yeah, if you're watching this live feed, bring it back.
If it was you, shame on you, and bring it back. Matt needs it.
Yes. I had liability because I have 22 vehicles, 6 trailers, and a Harley, so it's not like, it's a work truck, so I didn't have full coverage.
And you're not running the VIN class?
No.
What are you doing with those 22 vehicles?
Most of them sit in the corner of the shop and collect dust.
Well, then bring one out for the VIN class.
So,
what do you guys think, Matt? Should Matt get in on the VIN class again?
I have one that I bought.
You tried it out at Visions.
I bought one specifically for VIN class.
Well, come on.
The keys were in my truck.
Oh.
Yeah. Solid.
Let's go down to Zach.
All right, I got the next victim right here. I don't know what to say. Somebody's got to climb this hill, and we're going to go wild when they do it. Tell them your name and who the sponsors are that brought you here.
Jonathan O'Mary. I'd like to thank my friends. They're always out here for the support. I'm about to give it hell.
That's what I like to hear. Big John going to give it hell. Let's see what he can do. We're waiting for a track clear. I got everybody out of the woods? Good.
All right, that's Jonathan O'Mary. He has joined us for several races this season. Glad to see him back out here. He's out that race line starting gate. If you guys are just joining us, we're just a couple drivers in to our UTV Bounty class. We did course 1 for our UTV Youth class already. They did great. So we've got about a dozen drivers in the Bounty class, and then, of course, we'll have the big bouncers. We had 3 classes yesterday, UTV Stock, UTV Cup, and our VIN class. So we had some great racing action and a good day out here. We're at Hawk Pride Mountain Off-Road Park in Tuscumbia, Alabama.
The first time I tried to spell that for my GPS, I was like, how do you spell that? Is a T?
You sound it out.
Is CH? Tusca.
Basically, we're in like Florence / Muscle Shoals / I don't know. It's just kind of all here.
Yeah.
We've been racing here at Hawk Pride for
quite a while.
Oh, how many years? I remember racing here in the Juggy.
So a while.
So basically, since the beginning of the SRRS.
This was one of my first races after we put the race team together. Oh,
Jonathan O'Mary he is giving it his best shot, but it looks like he did break.
That stinks.
Hey, we do love it when somebody can drive their vehicle off the track, though.
It helps
that's
for
always a plus.
And that's one thing Clyde talked about. The driver
keeps things rolling.
Yeah.
Cooper Bentley down there with Zach. Let's go see what he has to say.
Zach, coming to you. 3, 2, 1.
All right, we got Cooper Bentley, a.k.a. Chocolate Milk. He's a amateur karaoke singer. He mainly practices Taylor Swift songs. Y'all can catch him at the Rattlesnake Saloon. And, Cooper, who made this possible?
The good Lord above and the Southern Land Riders, Alex and Austin Matthew, and Tyler Bradley.
All right. Hey, Tyler Bradley had to get up at 1 o'clock this morning to go get you a new drive shaft. Big shout out to his girlfriend. All right, Coop, good luck, brother.
All right, there you have it. Apparently, Cooper participated in some karaoke Thursday night at the Rattlesnake Saloon.
I saw a clip of that.
Which is I've never been to it, but I've heard of it and seen pictures. A very interesting place in this area, part of Alabama. It's like a restaurant in a cave.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that.
I saw some clips of it on the interwebs.
Yeah, have any of you guys that are watching at home ever been there or heard of it, the Rattlesnake Saloon in Alabama? But anyway, Cooper apparently sang a Taylor Swift song, and I don't think he's ever going to live that down. Once Zach latches onto a piece of information like that.
He does.
He does not let go.
He doesn't at all. Not even a little bit.
And Cooper's nickname is Chocolate Milk.
Yes, I like that.
So now you guys are in the know.
He, although we expect the first course to go a little quicker today, so we're going to do driver interviews for this morning. Clyde said we're probably not going to do them later this afternoon just because we may have a little bit longer recovery time. So we're going to do the driver interviews. I know we get some static back from that mic down there, but
Taylor has been working hard to smooth out the starting line interviews, so hopefully those will just continue to get better. I kind of like hearing a little something from the drivers, but what do you guys at home think? Do you like the drivers or the starting line interviews? We've had some requests for finish line interviews. That's a little more difficult, though, because people come out the top and then need to get back down to the bottom, and get lined up for course 2 again. So the logistics are a little harder. Speaking of hard, looks like Cooper is trying to find the line here.
I know I saw a bunch of them walking around down there trying to kind of figure out what
they were scattered across this Maverick, this hillside right here this morning, all the drivers.
Oh! Whoa! Get a little squirrely. Again, you can see all the rocks where he's at right now, except the one big one in the middle, have all been added recently. They drug him down from the top of the hill and kind of repacked it all in to make a little bit more of a bouncer type terrain. I was talking to Ed from PTC Transmissions. He was down there saying that they had brought a lot of rock. I said, man, there used to be just one big rock. He said, yeah, we did quite a bit of course work down here.
So it looks a lot different than it did in years past, but I think this is the spot where I remember like Peter Basler racing on it, and he got got stuck somewhere in the middle and was just letting her eat on these rocks. Man, that must have been like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think it was this part of the hill, Maverick. It just looked a lot different back. There's a lot more trees and stuff around there. But any of you guys watching remember what I'm talking about? Peter Basler on this hill, SRRS, like 9-10 years ago.
Again, Peter Basil, one of the OG racers.
Oh, yeah.
Broke front axle.
Oh, man. Another one bites the dust. Heck of a try, Cooper. Same as Jonathan. Yeah, they both broke a front driver's side axle.
Again, when you're pushing that side by side onto one wheel and trying to help support that one way bigger tire, something's got to give. Luckily, diffs and ball joints have now been pretty much pushed to the max, so they've made those about as bulletproof as they can get. So,
all right, let's go down to Zach.
Zach, coming to you. 3, 2, 1.
All right, looks like Dano's Cages sent Mr. Tidwell out to represent today. Man, you've seen the last 4 guys just take it back to the pits. What are you thinking? What's your plan?
I'm going to hit it.
All right, he said, you know what? They hit it like sissies. Y'all watch this. Good luck.
Gotta love
Good
Zach.
luck.
Speaking of Dano's Cages, we got Danny Kelso tuning in on the live feed here. What's up? All right, Austin Tidwell sending it.
Got first wood course. I think it's kind of fun. We walked it this morning, me and my buddy Eric, and kind of looked at. Again, it's going to be a really quick section. You could definitely tell where the 180-degree turn is down there, where there's about 6 inches of just dust and debris, where all the side-by-side, you can tell we're just literally wearing a groove in the dirt. So, be an interesting day to see what kind of times the bouncers put together versus the side-by-sides in that first little half section. Because the first half, the bouncers and the side-by-sides will do the exact same. So, I'll be interested to see what kind of times they're setting.
All right, Alston is out the RCV Valley.
Heading up there. Getting ready to that beautiful drone shot we've been talking about.
You know what? This might be known as Maverick here at the park, but for us this weekend, this is going to be the Mickey Thompson Mountainside. We want to represent. Shout out to all of our sponsors and everybody that helps us make these events possible, supports the series and the sport. If you guys missed the beginning of the show, we had Ricky B from RCV on here chatting with us. This is kind of the 10-year anniversary marker for RCV and their support of the Southern Rock Racing Series. They've been part of things since the very beginning, 2012, back at Chocolaco. So we had Ricky up here chatting with us for a while. They did a giveaway for the drivers yesterday and today in both of our drivers' meetings. So had a couple happy campers come away from that. Mary Carroll, I do not believe that the snack bucket made it to the trailer.
No, she said that. She texted me this morning. Hey, did you get your snacky snacks? I'm like, no. I had 2 people messaging me yesterday on the way here. Hey, we got some snacky snacks for you. And I'm like, great. I will see you at the production trailer tomorrow morning. I'm like, we will be friends. Oh. Okay, you know what? I appreciate that.
Taylor made a good point that it had a lot of chocolate, and this is not chocolate weather.
It is not.
Oh, Alston!
Oh, so close. It was teetering right there.
Oh, man. He had time to think about that while he was hanging there. Wow, this hill is eating people's lunch today.
It is.
That is our 5th DNF, and they've all done totally fine getting up to the Mickey Thompson Mountain here.
All right.
Let's go to a replay.
Got this slow-mo replay Taylor's got set up for us.
Oh, yeah. Look at that hang
Just
time.
right there.
Reverse.
Right about here, you're like, oh, stink.
That's when you're just like, well, here we go.
Oh, stink.
Hang on.
And that's not much else. At that point, there's not much else you can really do, especially that massive rock right behind you.
Nope.
I mean, you can
brace for impact.
Yeah, really. That's about all you can do. Just brace for impact.
The great thing about the UTVs, though, is you just get a handful of guys out there and flip that thing right back over.
Yeah, recovery is usually pretty quick. Speaking of recovery, I heard Keith Toolman needed recovery yesterday.
You know, I never thought I would see it happen.
Of all the people that need recovery,
actually, I didn't see it happen. I saw pictures and I saw the aftermath. But yeah, Keith was on his side down there. I don't know.
They said he went up. It was just kind of they were done with the race, done recovery, and he'd helped a guy like tow a side by side or moving something.
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, I'll just pull through here, just crawl through it." And so we're like, "Yeah, just no big deal." He crawled through it, and then apparently just tire dropped in a hole, and it kind of just slowly just tipped him on his side.
Yeah. So if you guys are familiar with Keith Toolman's big recovery rig at all. I mean, there he is right there. There's Keith in the bottom corner. He's an iconic part of the sport, and he's always on hand to help out. And his rig also very iconic. So if you know what it looks like, then that's just another indication of how steep this hill is.
Yeah.
Definitely more than it looks like on camera right now. Because I don't think he was expecting it either.
Yeah.
But nobody was.
Me and Jay Storts were talking about it.
What do you do when the recovery man needs recovery?
I know. Me and Jay Storts were laughing about it. And I said, well, is he okay? I said, fine. He goes, oh, we walked up. He was just laughing, just wholeheartedly busting a gut inside, because he said it was just kind of a quick roll, real slow rollover.
Oh, let's go down to Zach.
All right, we got to see this buggy yesterday. Kenley had a little rough trouble down there in the bottom, but we're going to let Danielle take over today. Danielle Callahan said he's all these other guys, and he said, you know what? They ain't got nothing. Hold this. Who you want to thank for being here?
You got to thank that sugar mama and hopefully that kid for some driving lessons.
All right, yeah. Lord knows we ain't going to forget about the sugar mama, and good luck, brother. I hope you make it.
All right, so this is Daniel Callahan. His daughter Kinsley raced yesterday. She did tip over in the RCV Valley, but I talked to her this morning, and she's ready for more. She's thinking about racing again, maybe at Hollywood, kicking Dad out of the buggy again.
Oh, yeah.
So Daniel is racing for Josh Allman today.
Okay.
It's always fun when the sport it spreads to the other family members.
Yes.
You might come out originally because Dad's racing or whatever, but now we've got the kids racing in the youth class, or the older kids in our other classes, like yesterday with Kinsley, and it's just fun when it becomes a whole family affair out here hanging out, watching, cheering everybody on. If you guys have never been to a race in person, we definitely encourage you to come. Obviously, we love having the live show available for you to watch, but it's so different being here in person. Head to nationalrockracing.com, and you can see our schedule of events for the rest of the season, and hopefully there will be one close enough to you that you can make it out. If not, maybe you could try and plan that for next year at some point and make it out to an event in person. We talk about the off-road family a lot. It's so true. The camaraderie between the drivers, between the families out here. I mean, just walking around and hanging out with everybody last night. All the RV row out here. Everyone's hanging out, cooking out. The kids are, playing, and it's pretty fun. There's not too many places where you can have the level of competition and this definitely the competitive spirit out here. These guys want to win. They want to take home the trophy, but they'll do anything to help each other too.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm glad you touched on. There's so many guys here that really chip in and help each other out, whether it be a bolt or a wrench. No matter what you need, you can pretty much.
Tyler Bradley went out at 1 a.m. to get what they say for Cooper, a drive shaft or something. And that's not uncommon, guys.
No, and Tyler Bradley is again an exceptionally good guy at that. He will absolutely and you want to and I've heard Bubba Bacon talk about this. After he helped fix Timmy's rig, he said flat out.
Oh no!
Man!
He was
so
close.
Help him. He said, "Hey, if I want to beat you, I want to beat you at best. It's like a fighter. If you box, you don't want to box some guy that's sick, and you're not really beating him at that point.
Oh yeah, the competition is absolutely still there. Everybody that's driving out here wants to win and wants to do their best, but they want their friends to do their best too.
All right, we're gonna go to a replay here real quick. Get right almost there, and you can see how big some of those ledges are. Again, you can see the drone right next to him, getting some great footage.
Do you think we could get a side shot of the hill, Taylor, from the drone on our next driver? And try and catch a little more of the
how steep it is.
Perspective on the hill there? Yeah.
Again, that was
we'll put in the request.
Daniel Calhoun racing for Josh Ullman. We have yet to have a finisher. Daniel Callahan.
Yeah, you were close. Real close.
We have yet to have a finisher on this course.
60 and Fs.
I see Madison King down there.
Madison King with Mad Dog Racing. Let's go down to Zach and see what she's got to say. Yep.
All right, obviously what we're doing ain't working, so we're going to back up and punt. These boys, I'm going to put my #1 best racer girl on it. We got Madison King. She's upgraded the buggy through the monster truck tires. She's got a plan in mind. Eyes closed and send it. She says she's got her eyes open today. She's already picked her line. Madison, who you want to thank for being here?
Ron's Cages.
Ron's Cages, big shout out to y'all because we're going to need you. Good luck, girl.
All right, so Madison had a pretty rough crash at Visions last month in the knockout race. So she came up and talked with us a little bit yesterday, and she had a great team of people helping her out, dad, brother, and several others that she mentioned, making sure her cage was back together and safe. You know, that's a very important aspect. You might think, well, parts break, just fix them. But when you have a crash that compromises the roll cage, you know, that's something that you don't want to go back out racing again until you make sure that is squared away the way how it needs to be. So we're glad to see her back out. Her goal yesterday was to beat her brother Nathan, and I think they were like a 1/10 of a second apart or something crazy like that. So
again, they had I don't remember. I think it was a transmission or something go bad at Visions. I think it was a transmission or a motor. It was a motor, I think. The motor went bad on her side-by-side on the first day.
Back up. There you go.
And so her dad was talking to a guy.
So there's her dad in the orange shirt up there on the left.
Talking to a guy. He said, I have a spare engine. We only live like 2 hours away.
Yeah, so she blew her motor on like the first.
Yeah.
I think it was practicing.
Maybe. It was early in the week.
Early on.
So her dad talked to a guy and he said, I have a spare motor. It's like 2 hours away. I'll call my daughter.
Come on, Madison.
I'll call my daughter. She's like, she can come bring it down. Daughter loads it up, brings the motor.
Back up.
Oh,
no.
Get back on your wheels.
Oh, man.
I
don't know if you guys could hear the crowd, but they were yelling and screaming that when they were so excited that. Oh,
she did.
She did a great job.
Daughter loads up the motor, brings it to Visions, drives 2 hours. It's the wrong style of engine. It's like the year newer or a year older. She drives back home, picks up the correct motor, drives back. So, I mean, we're 6 hours into this project already.
Yep.
Drops off the motor and then drove home. So there's 8 hours of driving. Motor. They changed the motor. Her mom, I got talked about, sent me pictures of them literally swapping the engine in the parking lot. Wade Good came over, said, we'll help you fix it. There's Michael Gars, Wade Good. They sent me some pictures. I said, we're going to have to post that story later.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a dozen different people there working on it. It was super neat.
They had quite the pit crew helping out.
Okay,
let's go to another replay. Adam says that she blew the motor racing the short course.
Okay, so that's what it was.
The Kings were racing a lot of classes at Visions.
Oh, and right there, almost there.
It's just the bounces in these rocks that you can't control how your buggy's going to react to a bounce.
Yeah, and those rocks are kind of set in there weird too. So it's kind of a weird flop type how you're landed in there. So it's not like you really can upright it as easy as you could have maybe on a flat ground, or if you're already. Sometimes you're rolling down a hill, you can tell if I go a little harder, I can still actually upright it. But unfortunately, that was not the case. There's like 8 drivers there, all helping out, side by side in Big Bouncer. Daniel Heckley standing there.
We got Jack.
That's her dad.
Helping out there. That's
on the passenger side of the vehicle. I guess you could still call it a passenger side if there's.
There's Cody Kaysen.
If there's only one seat in it. It's still kind of a passenger side, right?
Yeah. We know what it means.
Look, if you're. Looks like they're looking at some suspension links, maybe. Yeah.
Bill Blaisdell up in the middle there. He is our resident mountain goat recovery agent.
Yeah.
He can get up and down a hill faster than pretty much anyone I know. Bobby Tanner's the only one I know that could have rivaled him.
Yeah. Bobby has literally, there's been times guys have rolled over or been on fire, and Bobby passed me with an extinguisher.
It's like, how? How did you get up here so fast?
What do you do?
Danny Smith was pretty quick,
he was.
too.
Danny was lightning. Him and Bobby were usually neck and neck.
Bill just has, like, the endurance, you know?
Yeah.
All right, let's go down to Zach and Tyler Bradley.
All right, that has to get you pumped up watching Madison King. Next up, I got an Alabama boy himself. He cut his teeth and learned to walk right here on heels just like this. We got Tyler Bradley on the line. Big shout out to him and his girlfriend for making it happen for Cooper Bentley earlier today. Who do you want to thank for being here?
All the fans, and that's it.
He wants to thank all the fans, not just some of them, all of them. Well, good luck, brother. I hope you climb it.
All right, there's Tyler Bradley. He's from Montevallo, Alabama. Not sure where that is in relation to where we are in Alabama right now.
Hopefully it's close. That makes sense why he volunteered to say, hey, that's okay. I'll drive home at midnight and get a drive shaft for you.
Could be. He's driving that Widowmaker buggy.
He's one of our full season racers. He's made all of them this season.
Some of his sponsors to note are RCV, Performance, Raceline Wheels, Perfection Driveline, CPC Off-Road, CarTech.com, Addictive Photography, and Unlimited Terrain.
We have Osvaldo turning in.
Yeah, where are you watching from?
I see the flag.
I'm not familiar with that flag.
Puerto Rico? Is that Puerto Rico maybe?
I don't think so.
I'm like the world's worst
person.
Where
are you watching from,
I'm the world's worst person at geography. I'm like, it looks kind of like USA, but it's not USA.
It's definitely not.
I mean, it's got the red, white, and blue.
Good job, Matt.
It's got some stars, got some stripes. I like it. Like, clearly he's an off-road fan, so we appreciate it. Again, Tyler making quick work of that RCV area right there.
The RCV Valley.
RCV Valley.
Yeah.
That is a heck of a valley, too.
Sounds
if you guys
better
have
than
walked
the RCV creek bed.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Tyler. So the thing here, this is not about time at all. This is just about who's going to make it. Right now, we are like 7 DNFs in so far. Nobody has climbed this hill. So Tyler can take his time, and he's not racing the clock right now.
He really isn't. Literally, we're like halfway through, and we still have not had a completion yet. Come on, right there. I think that's going to be the line. That's where Madison was at. She did very, very well. So
I don't know. They were trying to stay, or she was trying to stay close to that tree, but it was flipping her passenger tire up in the air, and that's how she ended up rolling over. So I don't know. And of course, it's so hard to tell from this angle down here what those ledges are actually like up there. It's kind of an optical illusion, really. It looks like everything's just straight across, like stair step.
Yeah.
It's not. It's all different levels, and this, it's like layered up there. And then you've got that jumbled up pile of rocks at the bottom.
Like you said, they're all different, layers and different angles and. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're hearing that Colton Holback, or Justin Holback, is probably going to try to get in on
some of this. He might get in on this bounty.
Try to get on the action.
If you got
It's like Harry carries.
The length of a 4-seater.
I was just thinking.
It might work in his favor on this hill, and that might be what he's thinking right now, too.
Yeah, after seeing a bunch of guys in short wheelbases.
Yeah.
He's teetering.
That's a tricky spot right there. Way to save it.
I'm really excited to see how the bouncers are going to do.
All right. Oh, well, we had a different angle there.
All right. Sounds like he is out of time.
And he did time out. I think it's a 3-minute limit on the hill. So when I said that he wasn't racing the clock, I guess that wasn't entirely true. We do have a time limit. You know, we want to keep things moving for the spectators and everybody out here and not be racing until dark. So we do put a 3-minute time limit on most hills. That's just to keep things moving. If you're not making forward progress at that 3-minute mark, then you got to get off the hill. If you're actually moving forward still, you can keep on. But if you're not making forward progress, then it's time to call it quits. But heck of a try from Tyler, and you know what? At least he didn't break anything.
Yeah.
And he did race with us yesterday in the Cup class.
Heck yeah. Justin just drove by us. And the 4-seater. It makes me so happy.
And there's an RC in the back and a cooler.
Yeah, cooler. Got Dan the Man Carter.
All right, let's go down to Zach.
All right, next up we got Dan. Danger Dan, the Man Carter. He's watched all these other drivers try and fail. I think he's got a plan. He said he actually needs to change tires, so he's going to go straight up that hill, straight to the parking lot and do it. Who do you want to thank for being here, Dan?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors, and be sure to check out my sponsor list at dancarterracing.com.
Y'all go to dancarterracing.com. Y'all follow him on the Facebook and the Tic-Tac.
The Tic-Tac.
Living that rock life.
dancarterracing.com. I haven't even checked that out yet. I need to go check that out. Look at his website. All right, so Dan was the only driver to make it up this hill last year in the bounty class.
Do you think that's in the back of his mind right now?
Can he do it again? Absolutely.
Going, hey, I did this.
Can he pull it off 2 years in a row?
I did this last year.
I hope he remembers how. Do you remember that line, Dan? All right, there he goes.
We will see. Again, I think that's got to be just kind of like riding in the back of your mind for a year. Like, I'm the only guy that climbed this.
No pressure.
No pressure. Can you see how dusty it's getting down around that corner where all the loose dirt is? It's almost like a talcum powder.
All right, he came down that around the CI Tech corner, down that Radflow ramp, and he's coming through the RCV Valley now. Kind of picking his way.
Yeah, being smart.
Not really a big rush.
Again, they've added some more rocks down there to kind of slow drivers down, is what they said.
No sense breaking something coming up the valley there when nobody else has even made it yet.
I say it used to be just pure dirt. Now they've added some rocks in there, especially at the end of it, to kind of slow drivers from coming down at the end of it.
Yeah, we wouldn't want anything to be too easy out here, would we?
All right, here we go.
Oh, he's hitting it hard.
Oh, man.
No.
Dang it. Dang it. He did. He came in full tilt, thinking I'll keep the momentum going.
Oh, man, he had a plan.
He did.
I think he came into that a lot faster than anybody else did so far. Golly. All right, guys, we have 4 drivers left on my list here. Well, I guess 5 if Justin Hoback is going to get in on things here. They are asking the drivers first to make sure that everyone's all right with Justin coming in since he is a late entry. It's not an uncommon thing to make sure that to get consensus from the drivers if there's any, if anyone wants to jump in or if they need to move back in the line a little bit, fix something or whatever like that. You know, we want it to be fair and
I don't think they've.
Be considerate.
I again, racing the big bouncer, I've been part of a lot.
And most of the time, nobody cares. They want everyone to come out and race. And if that means you need to go at the back of the line, then and you're third position or whatever, then that's fine.
And I was just going to say, I've been part of a lot of those meetings for the big bouncers, and 99% of the time, nobody's like, we don't care. Whatever. Yeah. We don't care. Like, you want to race a motorhome? Go ahead. All right, got Zach down there.
Zach, coming to you. 3, 2, 1.
All right, looks like we got the next victim of the race coming up here. All right, what you playing? You just told me. Tell everybody else.
I don't really know yet. I'm going to just try to hold it.
All right, we got a young hopeful right here. He said he don't know if he don't have a plan. He's just going to hold it on the floor. All right, Mr. McCready, let's see what you got.
All right. Taylor, can we confirm that this is Brady McCready? Okay, it sounded like Zach said something different. Brady raced yesterday in our Rock Life stock class.
I love the driver interviews. Like, yeah, we're going to send it. Like, here to party. Woo! We have some very ornery drivers, so it's always very interesting to see what's going to come out of their mouth next. Head through that RCV Valley.
Are the bouncers going through the valley?
We are.
That's going to be interesting.
It will be.
It's
Yep, exact same course, so we'll be flying through there.
Yeah, squeezing through that's going to be interesting.
One of my first races I ever came to by myself, just me and the buggy, was this course, and I had wrecked or rolled over or caught on fire or broke every single course until this one, and it wasn't that hard of a course. And I remember watching like guy after guy after guy, finish, and I'm like, this is awesome. I'm going to get my first finish ever. I was so excited. And then John Campbell, bless his little heart, he had just worked on his transmission and something wasn't right. Came up, hit an edge, tipped him on two wheels, kind of started a bicycle right as he's coming out of that RCV Valley, and couldn't grab reverse or went to reverse and it wouldn't go in reverse and it just tipped over. And I was like, oh, man, John's a great racer. Had a great buggy. I was like sweating bullets.
It got in your head.
It did. So I came out, took my time, and ended up getting my first completion. Felt good. We had a super huge jump at the end of it, too. There's some guys that were airing it out.
I remember that.
It was a good time.
All right, Brady's a little sideways on the hill now. Is he trying to get turned around? Is he coming back down? Yeah, just push that rock. We didn't want it right there.
I like his wrap. It's pretty slick.
All right, so it looks like he gave it his best shot and decided he'd let the buggy live to fight another day.
And that's another thing that kind of comes into play. When you have, a dozen DNFs, do you go out there and go full tilt and try to make it and secure that podium spot? Or do you go, hey, nobody else made it. Let's dial back a little bit. And save the buggy for the second course of the day. And now we have, half dozen guys down there with broken axle shafts.
Yep.
Some of those guys might not have a spare, so what do you do there?
There's our race line runway.
I like that.
The drone just came into.
I like that. It's pretty slick.
All right, let's go down to Zach.
Zach, coming to you. 3, 2, 1.
All right, next victim, we got Riley Bradford. He's got a plan in mind. He's seen everybody go. He's seen everybody fail. I'm interested to see how it goes. Who helped you get here?
My family and all my sponsors.
All right, all of his family, all of his sponsors. Man, best of luck, Riley Bradford. Let's see what you got. Hang on a minute.
All right, I'm hearing clock is hot.
All right, there he goes, out the race line starting gate. Coming around that SCS gearbox corner. Matt, I hope you have a good visor on your helmet.
I actually just bought a new helmet this year, and I bought a tinted visor for it.
Oh, fancy.
So I'm pretty excited about it. I've used it. Visions was my first time using it. Got it wrapped. Buddy of mine does graphics, so he's the one who makes my face stickers for me. So.
Well, anybody that doesn't have the full visor out here is chewing on a lot of dust today.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, we got a tinted visor, and it's like a mirror finish. It looks really cool. I love it. And since we usually racing at like noon and looking up a hill into the sun, it was kind of a thing. I was like, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and it came with the clear one. Well, we got a tinted just because we do so much,
My helmet actually has interior sunglasses that you can
flip down.
Slide
That's kind of slick.
Yeah, I don't really use it that often, but it's a nice feature.
Oh yeah,
it's like cool.
Especially, I was thinking Dyersburg is the worst.
No, Riley.
I've 2 or 3 times at Dyersburg literally been going up that dirt hill just staring directly into that sun.
Oh, man.
That stinks.
Is it going to slow him down?
Broke a rear axle? Maybe right front.
All right,
Man,
Taylor, what shot do we have going on here? Yeah, look at.
He's like, hey, bud.
Close up. Hope you're ready for your close up, buddy.
Yes. Got Brian Smith on the line down there. Looks like gonna throw it to Zach down there.
All right, I was expecting a lot more out of Mr. Bradford, but that's okay. I got my old backup right here, Brian Smith. He said the rest of these guys have really let him down and disappointed him. He's fixing to make them all look like the sissies they are. Let's go, Brian Smith. Who got you here?
Hey, man, I don't think the fans, RCV, Performance Side-by-Side Bushings, Joe Kaufman.
All right, he's got a bunch of sponsors. He's got the only one that believes in him. Brian. All right, we got the clock hot. Y'all ready? Y'all watch this. 3.
All right, there's Brian Smith in the Vandal buggy. Will he be the one to climb the Mickey Thompson Mountain today?
Coming through that race line arch.
You can see some of the spectators there found a good spot to watch that RCV Valley.
I love that right line there where they're all kind of packed against that line because, most of the guys aren't, you're not climbing out the sidewall. So it's kind of a fun, cool place to watch.
At this point, nobody's coming flying through there either because that's not the challenge. The challenge is right here.
Oh, yeah.
They got to save everything for this moment. Come on. Oh, Brian.
Dang.
Wait. Oh.
It's like, wait, wait, oh.
Let's give it a replay. Why not? Whenever Taylor's ready.
What's up, buddy? Brian Bebo Watt coming in, tuning in from that Bouncer Life Facebook group.
Yeah, I got to see Brian and Mitzi this morning. Their RV is next to where I was staying, so always fun to see them out at the races. I think we only have 2 drivers left, and every single one so far has been a DNF. This could be somebody's moment to be a hero. All right, replay. Here we go. This is Brian Smith. Old Vandal wasn't able to pull off the job today. Got stopped in its tracks. Oh,
man, that stinks. He was so close to coming back to his wheels, too.
So our current points coming into this weekend's race in the Bounty class, Dan Carter is sitting in first. Cooper Bentley second in points right now. And then Joshua Allman third in points in the Bounty class. That was coming into this weekend. We didn't factor in anything else yet. I heard the General Lee's horn down there.
I love that. We were kind of sad he didn't at the second run at Visions. He didn't do it.
Yeah. Nathan and Justin.
I see Jonathan Gibbs over there in that half-ton hero.
Could be their time to shine.
Getting ready for the bouncer class to kick off here shortly.
All right, there goes Brian back down to the bottom. That means we've got Nathan King on the starting line. Let's go see what Zach and Nathan have to say.
Brian Smith didn't have no luck. Nathan, you've seen a bunch of people hit it and a bunch of people fail. Your sister did really good, but are you really the king of the mountain?
We're about to see that I am.
All right, Nathan's got a plan. He's got some big monster truck stickies on this thing. We're going to see what he can do. Good luck.
Monster truck stickies.
King of the mountain.
Will he be king of the Mickey Thompson Mountain?
I like that, king of the mountain. Again, this is Nathan King. His sister already raced earlier, Madison King.
I was telling them at Visions they need to get their dad racing so that they can be 3 kings.
The 3 kings. I like
racing.
That would be pretty legit. He has raced for Nathan before.
He filled in for Nathan.
Yeah.
One time that their dad did.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't fill in earlier this season. There was a Ultra 4 event where they had some bouncer stuff going on, and he filled in there. He didn't fill in, but I thought he would because Madison had prom that night, so she wasn't there racing.
Oh, that's right.
So,
yeah, the Kings have been racing with us all season this year. It's been a lot of fun having their family come out and be part of the series. They're both definitely fun to watch, both Madison and Nathan. They're out here to put on a show, have a good time. They drive hard. Oh! All right, he's trying that left line. That's pretty much where Madison was earlier.
do you think they share secrets, or do you think they're like, no, I'm not telling you?
I have a feeling there's a pretty healthy sibling rivalry between those two.
I think so, too. Me and my brother Nate are the same way. If I show up to a race and I beat no one else, I have to beat him just because of that good old-fashioned civil rivalry.
Oh!
So close.
Oh!
Come on.
Man, I know that feeling when you're just sitting there giving it all you've got.
I don't know if he's hung up on that tree or a tree root. He is so close, though.
Oh, man. The crowd's getting excited, guys.
So close.
Bryant, we might not have to answer your question depending on how Nathan does here. Because I actually don't know the answer to that. What happens if nobody climbs either hill?
I think somebody will climb
that might
those.
Be a first.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ever.
I don't know.
Well, it's not done yet, so
who goes
we still have the 4-seater.
Who goes
Big Bertha.
Who goes the farthest?
I don't even think you can say that because they're all getting to the same spot.
I would say Nathan King has it.
Come on, Nathan.
Sister's probably
Be
right
king of the
him.
Mickey Thompson Mountain. Be a hero. Oh, man, you know he wanted that.
Oh, man.
No. Oh, they said he needs recovery. Golly.
Dang.
So close.
He was close. He was. Yeah.
He was giving her all he had.
13 drivers so far. No one's made it.
This might be a new record.
Yeah, there's
13
production
DNFs
trailer
in a row. Wait, come back.
Flying around.
Home base right there.
There you go. That's we have production on top of the hill this time. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Flying to that race line runway.
All right, that means that Justin Hoback is the final contender.
Yeah.
For UTV
I
Bounty Hill
would die
1.
if he makes it. Just comes out and rocks it out.
I am really curious to see putting Big Bertha on this hill, what that longer wheelbase will do for him. And if it's going to be enough to do the job. So there's Madison standing up on the hill.
Giving her brother a pep talk probably. Like, it's all good. You were though so close. He's probably like, I almost had you.
Jonathan Andrews won the RCV giveaway this morning. So he took home a 40 spline Big Bell front axle set. I'm sure he's a pretty happy camper. And Nathan King, who is out there getting recovered right now, took home the giveaway yesterday. Yep. So he's got Pro Series 2 axles and ball joints. So he might be putting those on there sooner rather than later. David says this hill should be called Miles Hasselquist. To finish first you must finish.
He says that, yeah. The first time I ever heard that was at Dust to Glory. It's a movie about the Baja 1000. It's a documentary they did about 15 years ago called Dust to Glory. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, they did a second part 2, 10 years later, called Dust to Glory 2. But it said, first to finish, you got to finish. So it sounds easy, and it sounds kind of like a joke saying. And then you watch 13 guys DNF. You're like, wow, that's pretty impressive.
It is definitely a true statement.
Great shot of the hill with all the racers down there. You can see we got the fans behind the buggies in case anybody gets a little squirrely. Keith Toolman down there is our recovery expert. I should say that's almost the emotion because he also helps us with tools and parts, and he's like an all-around expert, I would say.
Oh, yeah. He's always there to lend a helping hand with something. Anthony, I will be announcing our skinny pedal winner from Visions a little bit later today.
Uh-oh.
So stay tuned.
All right. We got Justin Holback down there. Getting ready for Zach. Getting ready to throw down to him.
All right, bounty class is almost over, but we saved the biggest for last. We got the grand finale. One of our safety executives himself, Justin Hoback, he's got the 4-seater grocery getter. I always say 4 doors, more stores, grocery getter right here, the family limo. Justin, what's your prediction?
Just going to try to see if we can get this thing up through there. Just got tired of standing around and watching, and going to see what we can do.
All right, we gave a big thank you to Justin for coming out here and putting his hat in the mix. Good luck to you, brother.
All right, guys, there she is, Big Bertha. I definitely have a soft spot for racing 4-seat vehicles.
Yes.
There's their very lonely finish line. Can Justin come be a friend to the finish line?
I think he may have the wheelbase. And, again, sometimes you have a wheelbase that's just right. Like a bunch of us will all go out wheeling for fun. There'll be 10 or 12 guys, and 3 or 4 will make it with no problem. Everybody else has issues. And then the same later that day, you'll have a handful of guys that make it with no issues, and the guys that were having no problems earlier are now struggling. So sometimes it's just the right wheelbase at the right time.
It might be just right, or he might be scraping and dragging his belly all the way
that's
up.
True.
So it's hard to say with those rocks. Again, we mentioned earlier the camera angle that we've got, unless you're standing at the bottom of the hill in person and getting a good look at it. I mean, those ledges, it's like an optical illusion, like I said earlier. They're all different levels and layers, and it's not just like a simple stair-step climb up to the top.
And again, I think the bouncers will have a lot less trouble, but I still think you're going to see some bouncers have trouble with it today.
All right,
see
guys.
What Justin can do here.
Okay, he's taking that far right, crossing over.
Oh,
no, Bertha! Back up.
I'll see if he can put it back on all 4 wheels. Dang it.
Already?
I for sure thought he was going to go up and just smoke this course.
Well, Bertha's a big girl. She got tired.
She did.
She's laid over.
I like there's like, 2 of us can lean it back over. Man, that was so close.
All right, I don't know if this is some sort of record. Has this happened before? Hill 1, not a single person made it?
I've seen it happen, but not on Hill 1.
All right, well, that's 14 DNFs in a row. Tough day for the UTV bounty class. But, when we were talking about it earlier and how we have to make this class more challenging. That's the whole point of it. A lot of these guys come out and they race the Cup class. Some of them race stock class as well. Bounty has to be more challenging. That's just the nature of it. So they're racing the exact same courses that the bouncers go on. And, I guess sometimes that means you get 14 DNFs.
Yeah.
They all gave it their best shot, though.
They did.
Speaking of bouncers, there we go.
Scott Goforth, that rum runner sitting on the line there. Scott Goforth from Goforth Tire.
And we have not seen Scott out here racing with us in quite a while. So we are happy to have him back out here. See old Rum Runner sitting on the starting line. Scott, of course, with Goforth Tires. He does a lot for the drivers and the sport and the series.
Yep. Sounds like they're going to tape off some course that got untaped.
All right, we're getting some information over the radio, guys. Bear with us for a second. We're going to get that course cleared up, move any tape that got shifted around, and then we'll go down and see what Scott's got to say.
Again, the motor in that thing is bad. And he also polished his rims. You know, Vision is a sponsor of his. He has he polished his rims all up, but they look super clean. He sells quite a few tires to our bouncer community and even just general rec wheelers. He takes care of a lot of the bouncer drivers. All right, we got Zach down there for an interview.
Zach, coming to you. 3, 2, 1.
Looks like they're getting ready. Again, Scott Goforth has been a season racer and a sponsor of the Southern Hawk Racing Series for quite a while.
I think they were saying this morning that he's done about 10 years, same as RCV. I think they might be the only two, or close to it at least.
All right. We're hearing course is cold. Again, they're trying to still put up some tape, it sounds like. Make sure everything's roped off. Again, when you're in a bouncer and you're flying, me and buddy Eric were walking through this morning. So when you're, I was showing him how the tape was off. I said, but you almost need this much tape because when you're flying, trying to push that buggy to the edge, you need something to kind of help
go for a shot
corral
at
your area.
He's going to climb this one for Nikki. Who you want to thank for being here?
Aids out there.
Vision Wheel, my family, and the good Lord above.
All right, we got Vision Wheels and Goforth Tires, and that's what time it is. It's time to go forth.
Go forth.
Go forth and prosper.
And prosper on the racetrack, Scott.
Sounds like Justin Holback's getting some areas roped off. Again, spectator safety is very important for us. See Justin and Colton both down there today.
Scott Goforth is from Kodak, Tennessee. And we have a course clear now. A little different watching the big bouncer take off that race line starting gate.
See it shake a little more when he hammers down on that big engine. I was told that a guy who builds NASCAR engines built this engine. And I believe it because I've seen this guy at Dyersburg on that big hill just romping on it.
Did he get lost in the dust? Or just have trouble with that turn?
That is a pretty tight turn down there.
I did not make it over to that far side of the course to check it out today, so I'm not sure how tight the turn is down there, and if that was what held Scott up a little bit.
Hey! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Back up!
Or if he just got lost in the dust cloud. I'm not sure. But he's on his way now. He's heading towards
and he is
the
coming
Mickey
up
Thompson
quick.
Mountain. Let's see what some bouncer-sized tires can do on this course now. After 14 heartbreaking DNFs in the UTV Bounty class.
Man.
Oh, no.
Oh, come
and the
on.
Slow roll.
It was. Dang it.
Oh, man. All right. Bill Blaisdell, as always, so quick on the scene. He's always got a can of Fire Aid in his pocket.
Yes.
Wherever he goes out here. Shout out to our recovery crew and all the help that they give. We wouldn't be able to do these events without them. These guys are great. They work so hard, usually in the heat and the dust out here, giving everybody a hand, making sure everybody stays safe. All right, and for those of you who might not be that familiar, we do have shut-off boxes that can remotely cut the engine in a buggy. So that actually just happened. The buggy was upside down and still running. So was it either Justin or Colton Hoback are in charge of that, and they went ahead and used that remote shut-off on the buggy. It's just a safety feature to make sure that nothing can accidentally happen in events like this. So that was, I can't find the word I'm thinking of. An example
yes.
of when that might be used. If it's upside down and running, if a driver's, if something does happen, if they get a little out of control, stuck throttle, anything like that, all the buggies out here have remote cutoff. And this morning, after the drivers' meeting, they actually started up all the buggies and tested it. They had them all start up down there, and then they shut them off all at once.
So,
it's a visual example to the spectators out here of how that works, and because a lot of people might not be aware of that.
Yeah, and again, that's that remote ignition interrupter. We kind of stole the idea from monster trucks. Those guys run them, again, because when you have a monster truck, it's designed to go over anything in its way, which if you're inside a stadium with lots of people, that could be hazardous. So they developed that, I don't know, decade ago. So we kind of stole the idea from them, and it works out really great. You have guys that are, 1,1800 horsepower now, and again, kind of designed to go over anything and everything. So when you have somebody that with that much horsepower, if a person was to get knocked out, say, and the weight of their foot is on the gas pedal, that could be really dangerous. So we have remote ignition interrupters, kills the vehicle. We also kind of post up to all the bouncers in a big line in front of the spectators. So even if you were rolling down a hill after we killed your vehicle into a bouncer, you're not really going to do much to the bouncer or your vehicle. And then we can get over there and get you some medical attention that you need. So we try to be as safe as possible here with the National Rock Racing Association.
All right, while they get Scott off the hill, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with more.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
What you want? No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
right. Looks like we're having a little bit of trouble with this hill, but I got some good news for everybody. I got Jerry Gray on the line riding this old Outlaw Hell's Revenge buggy. Hell's Outlaw. I don't know if he can do it or not, but it's this IS front end, and we're straight axle on the rear. What do you think, Jerry?
I think we're going to do it.
All right, well, don't be the one talking about it. Be the one doing it. Jerry Gray.
All right, Jerry Gray on the line. Will he be the first one to climb the Mickey Thompson Mountain today?
I don't know. That buggy, it looks like they've made it sit a little bit higher than it used to. It used to have a pretty low belly, so we'll see how he does. Looks like they've set it up for a little bit more up travel.
Danny said, where's Cash Money today? Cash is not here with us today, Danny. I think he's out at Mid-America. I'm not sure. You have to go check out his Facebook and Instagram, see what he's up to.
They were putting a motor in the big bouncer, and I don't know if it's done yet. Oh, C.J. Bynum is here. Wow.
Look at that. There's Tiffany Porter down there.
Got that Jay Storts buggy.
If you guys have just joined us recently, welcome to the show. You're watching Hillside Live. I'm Bree. I've got Matt Holt up here with me today. Back from his adventures.
Extravaganza. World Tour extravaganza.
We are at Hawk Pride Mountain Off-Road Park in Alabama, enjoying an awesome day of racing. We had 3 classes yesterday that we raced. We've got 3 today. We already had our UTV youth class complete course 1 and the bounty class. Unfortunately, nobody in the bounty class made course 1. They weren't able to finish the Mickey Thompson Mountain, as we're calling it, or if you're familiar with Hawk Pride, what they call Maverick out here. And this will be our second bouncer driver, so we've got pretty much our whole list of bouncers still to go. And then everybody will be back for round 2, of course, later this afternoon as well.
Take a little bit of intermission, get some lunch.
Our next event is going to be at Hollerwood in Kentucky, August 26th and 27th. After that, we'll be at Rush Springs in Missouri. That's September 23rd, 24th. Then Bikini Bottoms Off-Road Park. That's in Dyersburg, Tennessee, October 7th and 8th. And then we'll be at Mid-America for our finals, October 27th, 31st. So we've got 4 more events for the year after this. If you guys want to try and make it out to one, hopefully one of those is somewhere close enough to you that you could come out and join the fun in person. You can always go to nationalrockracing.com and look up that calendar of events, and there's all kinds of good stuff on there. You can find information on our season drivers. They've all got the bio on the website. You can look up the point standings for the season currently. It's all up to date on there.
That's where most drivers are at, point standings. They want to know where do I stand? Where does the guy next to me stand? The guy above me stand?
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm just right behind 10th place. I'm 11th certainly. I want to be in that top 10.
Jack, Matt, you are 2 points ahead of Jack.
I cannot wait till I bump into him and rub it in this weekend.
So Jerry Gray could be the first driver of the day to climb the Mickey Thompson Mountain. I don't know.
Yeah.
So far,
we'll
we're
see.
15 drivers in, and no luck. He's coming through that RCV Valley. We got some tape up there now, making sure no spectators are going to get too close. It's a whole nother ballgame when you put some high horsepower and big tires out on this course, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Is he going to do it?
Here we go. Oh, he's out.
There it is.
Finishing that boat ramp, and we'll get a time.
Very nice.
Ooh.
62.363, ladies and gentlemen. We have a race.
We do.
And he's a little excited about it. So's the crowd.
You can definitely hear them going nuts.
Understandably, after watching our whole UTV bounty class try and fail on the Mickey Thompson Mountain. All right, let's go to Zach.
All right, next up, after that spectacular run, we got the bad donkey himself, Kenneth Cozine, lined up and ready to go. This is one mean machine, and if anybody's going out the top, he's one of them. Jerry Gray broke an axle, but they're going to see what they can do. Kenneth, who you want to thank?
I got to thank the good Lord above for keeping us all safe. I got a lot of friends and family that also help me do what I do, so thank you to them and the sponsors that helped me along the way.
Oh, yeah. All glory goes to God. We appreciate you, and good luck.
Absolutely. We are blessed and fortunate to have the freedom and ability to come out and enjoy this sport that we all love, have these off-road parks that we can come do these events at, and have such great people around us. So absolutely, we are so thankful for that. Kenneth Cozine out on the line now, or out on the course, and Bad Donkey. And I got to say, everybody, this buggy is for sale right now. So if you like what you see and you think that you might want to try your hand out here at some rock racing, I don't know, I'm just saying, you could be driving Bad Donkey.
Again, Kenneth Cozine has raced that buggy for quite a while. He definitely does not mind just hammering down and putting some power to those wheels. See what kind of line he's going to pick. Looks like he's trying to stay on that far left side right there. Come on.
Can donkeys fly?
Looks like they can. Whoa! Launching out the top there.
.880. Kenneth Cozine is your current leader.
Woo! It sounds like Jerry.
Of the two drivers that have completed it, but that's minor detail.
Sounds like Jerry Gray, they were saying on the radio, he broke an axle. So coming up that last little bit. Luckily, he had enough over the top end to complete it. So we'll see if he can't get it repaired and come back for that second course.
Let's go down to Zach and see what John Campbell has to say. We do have a cold course. They're going to have to get it cleared off, but let's go see what Zach's got to say.
All right, we on a roll now. We're going to be on a streak. We got John Campbell lining up in that Taz buggy. This thing whistles more than the theme song to Andy Griffith, and it's Bad, Bad Mamma Jamma. Reject Fab put it together, and John Campbell makes it sing and walk and talk. Who you want to thank?
Thank all the family and friends for coming out to support.
All the family and friends. Well, good luck, brother.
He makes it sing and walk and talk. All right. Well, that's a new one. Is he going to make it walk right up this mountainside, though? That's the real question. All right, John Campbell out that race line starting gate.
You hear that buggy screaming. That turbo works very well. Ooh!
Oh!
He was like almost all the way up, but got real squirrely. Man, listen to that. Listen to that buggy sing. Woo!
Nice.
Ooh.
73.152.
That puts him in third. That was John Campbell in the Taz buggy. He's running a turbo, if you couldn't hear it spooling up there.
Oh, yeah. There's a familiar buggy. Jack Porter on the line with Venom. Let's go to Zach.
All right, next up, we got Jack Porter, and I'm telling you what, he's going for the skinny pedal or the win. He don't care whichever one comes first, if not both of them. Jack Porter, who you want to thank?
Thank everybody for watching or being here.
All right, he wants to thank everybody that came out here to watch him race. We appreciate you.
All right, so, guys, there is a mere 2 points separating Matt Holt and Jack Porter. Matt, you're in the lead by 2 points. How does that make sense?
Hey,
Say,
Jonathan
we got
Andrews,
some really bad static
do something.
Thank you.
Come over here.
There we go.
You know what? Jack's a hard racer. He's raced less races than I have, so
he was quick to point that out.
Yeah, I know. Taylor informed me when I said that last week. Taylor's like, but he's raced less. I know. So you know what? He does a great job. He does a great job for the sport. No one sees all the hard work that a lot of our helpers put in outside of the sport.
Jack is definitely a behind the scenes, making it happen kind of guy.
So
here.
I have a lot of respect for Jack. I mean, he's a great guy. Helps out the sport in a lot of ways. Helps racers. Comes out. Usually his wife Tiffany, his kids are here, so that's kind of neat to see. He's done a ton of this buggy in the off season last year. Literally, cut the whole top half of it off, cut the whole bottom half of it off. He was laughing after he's done. He's like, literally, I could have built a new buggy faster. Did a ton of work to the buggy to make it sit a lot lower. It used to sit really high, was really top heavy.
Yeah, Venom got a total facelift.
Yes, so it did a great job of the buggy. Again, he has earned everything.
It used to be the fainting goat. It would just kind of tip over a lot.
Yes, slowly, not like even really
just
if you're trying.
Any time, it would just tip over.
So, which is obviously frustrating. He cut it apart, redid it, did a bunch of stuff, moved some mount locations for suspension stuff, got to sit quite a bit lower, which obviously has made it a lot more competitive. For as many races as he's made this year, he's done very, very well in points. So, and he's a really great driver. Jack gets out there and goes hard in the Venom buggy. So
we don't call him Jack Attack Porter for nothing.
Yes.
I don't know how he feels about that nickname, but I like it. All right, I just heard clock is hot.
All right, here we go.
Get it, Jack. All right, we are going to have to get some skinny pedal nominees here, and we need some real standout runs because we had so many rollovers
we did.
In the bounty class. We're going to need something a little more wild, a little more standout here for this skinny pedal award. But the day is young. We're not even halfway through racing.
It really is.
All right, so far so good. Through the RCV Valley, coming up to the Mickey Thompson Mountain.
See what kind of line he picks.
All right,
looks like he's going to that far right side and then kind of cutting across.
We've seen that a couple times already.
We have.
It's hard to tell from down here, but
trying to get more of an angle at it, which again kind of gets that way your tires aren't touching each lip at the exact same time, which definitely works out in your advantage sometimes. Come on. Oh!
Come on, Venom.
I think that was just a neutral drop to bump it over that ledge. Woo! Out the top he goes. I caught like the last 2 digits.
Are you sure? We're going to get a confirmation on that time, guys. Give us just a second.
And while we're waiting, we got our special guest hopping back up with us in the booth. The Ricky B of Ricky B's birthday.
What's up, guys? So What have I missed?
We had some side-by-sides go, 14 of them to be exact.
.502, that was Jack's time.
We had 14 side-by-sides at DNF'd. Did break some axles, so if you're handing out business cards down there, like, hey, RCV, we'd love to help you out.
Yeah, all right.
Speaking of handing out axles, though, Jonathan Andrews down there in the starting line was our winner from the drawing today.
Yep, so to celebrate 10 years of being a partner with SRRS, we gave away a axle set this morning. And Jonathan Andrews is the lucky winner of a new 40-spline Big Bell setup.
So he's super geeked. They were super excited. You could tell they were jumping. Him and his crew guy were down there jumping up and down this morning. That's the Masher Motor Racing crew, who's literally sitting on the starting line. What better time to hop up here?
Right.
You know? So he's pretty geeked, you know?
All right, let's go to Zach.
All right, we're so proud of Jack Porter, but now we got Jonathan Andrews up here, and Jonathan Andrews happened to be married to my girlfriend, so we have a lot in common. Man, who do you want to thank for being here?
Your girlfriend.
My girlfriend and his wife. Thank you, and good luck. Mash Your Motor Racing, Jonathan Andrews.
Again, Jonathan, a super great guy.
In Alabama, so.
Yeah. Super great guy. They help out quite a few, goof off, have a lot of fun.
Yeah, Jonathan's been doing this for years, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing off-roading for a long, long time. Came out with us, a couple years ago and played around with us and kind of did a race here and there and has jumped in. Usually when we're close to his house, he'll come play around with us and drives extremely hard.
Yeah.
So we always appreciate him coming out.
Yeah, he and Alicia have been around in the sport for
wow.
For years. I remember that from back in our 4x4 Nation days, I believe.
Yeah.
It's like my frame of reference, with like which time period were we in?
Yeah, and that was 10 years, right?
Probably at least 9. Yeah, 9 or 10. Jonathan is from Northport, Alabama, driving that Mash Your Motor buggy. Some of his sponsors he wants to thank are Southern Off-Road, Roads, Diffs, DIY Fab Parts, Rapper Mike, and a special thanks to his wife, Blake Early, Patrick Murrah, and Steven Alexander. Ooh, coming out of that RCV Valley, a little rough, but it's not slowing him down.
Again, we're going to see what kind of line he picks. Looks like he's taking that far left line. We've seen a handful of guys take that this morning. Again, Jack kind of went more midstream. We'll see what he's going to do. Again, Jack got about halfway up and then kind of just neutral dropped it, I think. Come on, get up there. Oh, man. So close. Get back on your wheels. Woo!
Man,
yeah.
Not over yet, guys.
That is awesome.
Might have rocked his world a little bit, that landing.
Yeah, that was a rough landing.
Yeah. That slap down.
I'd regroup if I was him. But
yeah. People do not realize how much force you have going when you slap down like that.
Looks like a coilover.
The way that the buggy is leaning, I think they might have a better idea now.
Yeah.
And that is why we wear Hans devices.
Yes.
No doubt. Yeah, I don't know if that's a rear link or a coilover or what. It's hard to tell from this video.
Let's go to a replay and see if we can tell.
It looks like as soon as he landed on his back, when he was rolling over up top, that you saw a little white puff of smoke. So I think it's just
I think it's coilover.
Yeah, coilover.
I think it's when he landed down on the front, he landed on that left side first, and you saw it kind of crumple a little.
You kind of see it flopping around in the back of the car, so that's not good.
Man. Well,
good news is
at least
Keith
he has new axles.
Keith Toolman has a welder, so he can weld her up and hopefully be back in it.
Yeah.
Okay, got Jay Stortz on the line there. Looks like he's down there with Zach. We'll go to Zach, and we'll be back.
All right, next up, we got Jay Stortz, Ford play. If y'all weren't around yesterday, Jay completely dominated the stock class UTV. Jay, what do you plan on doing today?
Hitting it like it owes me money.
That's right. He figured to hit that hill like it owes him money. We got a racer ready to go.
And we always specify he is in Ford play.
Right.
Ford play.
Very punny.
Yes. We always try to make sure we clarify that for the smaller viewers. Ford play. He runs a Ford engine, obviously. He's one of a few guys that
sure
pretty much everybody runs an LS or LS platform of some kind. So it's always good to see somebody else running something that's not an LS. Just a little different.
Jay took home first on both hills yesterday in our UTV stock class.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. Let's see if he can carry that momentum into the bouncer class today.
Coming up here with you guys and doing this interview announcing thing is, for me, really challenging because you've got the live feed right here. So here I am just like staring at it. So I apologize to everybody watching and listening to me, just sitting here watching.
Just enjoy the show,
feed.
Ricky.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Just come on up and enjoy the show.
This is one of the best seats in the house. I'm
it's
not
not bad. It's not bad.
And the best part is you got to watch, we always cut to the best action camera, so we always have the best action shot there.
Well, I mean, I realize that.
Oh, man, listen to that motor sing, baby. Oh! Come on, get back on your wheels.
Oh,
dang
man.
it.
Well, you know what? At least he's going to take home a trophy for yesterday.
Man,
he was sending it.
Whew.
All right.
He did not.
You know what? Jay already won a Skinny Pedal Award for this year, though.
He did.
Does that mean he gets to be nominated again?
I don't know. We'll see.
Man, that was a rough one.
That was Jay Stortz out there just getting with it.
I got to admit, the Southern Rock Racing and Northern Rock Racing and Central Rock Racing, all that stuff, it's evolved so much over the years to be these quick woods courses with big, steep hill climbs, right? So to see these, I don't want to necessarily say this is a technical course, but relatively speaking, it's pretty technical. You got to pick your line, and obviously it takes a lot of horsepower and momentum, but you got to place it right.
All right, we're going to cut to a replay real quick. Again, this is him running through the RCV Valley there. Coming through again, they've added a lot. It used to be just dirt. Now they've added a lot of rocks, so it kind of slows him down a little bit.
Yeah.
You can kind of see him kind of thrashing a little bit through that last section there. Okay, look at that side shot, just him just ripping through there.
Just when I think the term rock bouncing is outdated, he does this.
And it was, as you can see, it's bouncing literally from side to side, front to back.
Yeah, if you guys ever wondered the origins of that
I think he was literally on one wheel. You can see the tires just spinning, launching through the air, and just the last second tipped over. Man. And you hate to see it for Jay. I mean, again, heck of a competitor came out. Clyde on the radio. So that's definitely a Skinny Pedal nomination just because he was out there. He said he absolutely did not lift until he was upside down. But, and again, like you said, there used to be just one big rock in the middle, and there was kind of dirt on the side. Now they added a lot of rocks. You have a couple of choices of where to go, and that choice can clearly, hopefully, pay off well, or it could, you could be upside down. Again, it's just all how it plays. So it is a very, very technical section. A lot of fun. I like seeing a little more turns and jumps and uphill and downhill.
Oh, yeah.
It gives it more of a race course feel rather than the old hill-killing days.
Yeah, but, from a spectator standpoint like myself, I love watching them just back up and hit it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And I promise you'll see that on this course and on the course coming up later today.
I love it.
You'll see him kind of just pin it to win it, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I think the courses like this where you get a little bit of actual track before you get to the hill. So it's not just like a 14-second run for a bouncer that drove all this way, and
get some seat time.
Yeah, you actually get to drive a little bit before you go hit the hill. So I like that combination. Guys, we're going to go to a commercial real quick, and then we'll be right back.
takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerply XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
Presenting the all-new designs from Treadwear Apparel in 2021. Visions are better at the top. More throttle than brake, more balls than brains. If you're gonna win, you're gonna need these. Life is better topless. The NRA official flag shirts. Real trucks don't have spark plugs. No guts, no glory. Definitely no story. Your girlfriend likes it when I bounce her. Grab yourself some new merch today.
When you're serious about installing the highest quality drivetrain products designed for high horsepower and bigger tires, there's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it, knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform, built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
you're serious about installing the highest quality drivetrain products designed for high horsepower and bigger tires, there's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it, knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform, built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle. When you're serious about installing the highest quality drivetrain products designed for high horsepower and bigger tires, there's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it, knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform, built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle.
All right, next victim's going to be Clint Garrison. Got this Liberty 2 buggy, Danny Smith's old buggy, so we know it's super capable, but now that it's in a better driver's hands, let's see what happens. What do you got planned, Clint Garrison?
Go out the top.
All right, he said he's going out the top. Let's see what he's got.
Again, this is Clint Garrison and Danny Smith's old buggy.
Now, Clint has come from the UTV world, correct?
Yes. Started out in a stock UTV, then moved to a Travis Skelton's old UTV until he was more of a tube chassis. Don't ask. It's 427. 27. Because I used to say 429, 427. No matter what I said, it was always wrong. Bree would just laugh. I'm like, 427, Travis Skelton, right? And then did some wheeling and dealing with Danny Smith, who's also a wheeler and dealer, and ended up with a full-size buggy. And obviously he's been very competitive with side-by-side, so I have no doubt he'll be competitive with this buggy. I think this is his second race with us, so he's still trying to get the feel out for it, but doing very well.
I think this might be his third.
I think he went and did like kind of a community event or a county fair or something, and I think this is his second race with us.
Okay. Be interesting to see his Look at that.
Get up.
Come on, Clint.
Dude.
Out the boat ramp he goes.
Very nice.
Woo!
It's kind of interesting to watch him coming from a UTV into that because you can kind of see a little bit of similar driving style.
Wow.
5.8795. That's your new leader right now for Course 1 in the Brannick Motorsports Bouncer class.
It doesn't quite sound like it's running right.
That's the Franklin Flutter. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah. Little whiskey throttle going on there.
Yeah, just got to pat it out.
Speaking of Franklin Flutter.
The originator right there.
The namesake of the On the Line. Tim Cameron from Franklin, Tennessee. Let's go to Zach.
Woo! Good job, Clint Garrison. Next up, we got Timmy Cameron. If you got any TC fans in the house, this is your time to get loud, get proud. He said he didn't come here for second. Who you want to thank, Timmy Cameron?
Thanks to all the spectators comes out. Means a lot. Thank y'all.
All right, brother. We love you. Good luck.
All right, the time to beat is 58.7. Quickly, do we have any predictions on what Timmy's time is going to be? If you've got one, put it in the comments on the Rock Racing TV page.
Man, I'm going to say a sub 58, to be honest with you.
Yeah?
I'm feeling 57.5.
57.5?
I'm going to go with 56.8.
I'm going to say right around that 58 second mark.
he's one of those guys that stays on the gas downhill, right?
Yes.
So that makes up time.
That's true.
Not a lot. It's hard to do that.
Oh yeah, and we're going to see that later today. So I totally agree with you there.
It kind of goes against your instincts.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, so it's definitely something that takes some seat time and some familiarity with your buggy to get comfortable with.
Here we go.
Ooh, that's a bad bounce.
And skims right up it.
Oh man!
Wow.
What's it gonna be?
I might have overestimated. 10 seconds.
48.476.
That's what I said. 48. 48.
We should be ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah,
we're not even close.
Hey, at least I gave him a shorter, smaller number than you two did.
Yeah.
Wow, Cash said 54. We all underestimated him.
It's basically...
We should have known better.
Oh, and he's just going to casually drop down the bounty hill.
Yeah.
No big deal.
He's like, I'm going to just practice. No big deal.
Pre-run.
Yeah, look at that. That is so crazy.
Or is he going to park at the top and watch? He said, meh, maybe not.
That's not a thing you want to just wing it on.
It really isn't.
Save it for when it counts, TC. All right, let's go to Zach.
All right, that was pretty good for old Tim Cameron, but now we got the baddest, most successful, awesome buggy Tim ever built, Hellbent, piloted by Daniel Heckley. Daniel, who you want to thank?
I want to thank my wife and everybody and thank the good Lord above.
He wants to thank his wife and the good Lord for making her. All right, we're going to see what you got. Good luck, Daniel Heckley.
All right, so the buggy is obviously proven.
Yeah.
It's Hellbent. And Daniel has been driving the crap out of it so far this season. But, man, beating that 48 that Timmy just put down, that's going to be quite the accomplishment. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of this is the vehicle, right? But it's driver, too, man. It
Absolutely.
Really is.
It really is.
Seat time is king.
It really is. And, again, that's one reason I think we see Timmy just excel so much because he is so dialed into that buggy. One of the first times I ever was here, we were talking, and I was like, man, there's that big rock in the middle. There's dirt around it. I said, man, you come up and hit this big rock and jump over it. And he said, no, see that edge right there? My trailing arm won't clear that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first of all, how do you know how tall that is? Second of all, how do you know how tall your trailing arm is? Like, the fact that he knew that already, I was like, okay, all right.
And the fact that he builds a new buggy every season and still is perfectly comfortable in all of them is a testament to just the sheer amount of seat time that he has put in over all the years.
Well, and he experiments, too. You know, he tries
he's not afraid to try.
he tries
Try
all sorts of different things to see what works in this.
We'll see what Daniel does here. Again, I think that left side is going to see where we're going to.
Looking good so far.
He's taking Timmy's line right up the gut.
Oh, man.
And he saved it.
Whoa, my goodness. Look at that drone shot.
Crowd goes
that is
wild.
awesome. They're just riding a wheelie in reverse. Why the drone's hovering above you?
Yeah, I think the drone hit reverse just as quick, to be honest with you.
He may.
Woo, he might be taking a minute and catching his breath there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's driving right there. That's good to see.
And again, you see a handful of guys off to the right. The reason they're not touching that buggy, you're trying to give them assistance, is because if you provide outside assistance, essentially outside assistance that helps him, then he is considered disqualified. So that's why they're looking at him, being like, hey, this is what's wrong.
Yeah, might be something electrical's popped off or something won't start back.
I've had that before.
That was a hard hit.
Fuse pops out or a relay goes bad. Or maybe just want to check it. Slamming down that hard. Oh, he's pouring oil out of it. That's never good.
Yeah, they're telling him to shut it down.
Landed on the oil pan, maybe.
Oh, man.
That stinks.
Hey, that is going on a skinny pedal list.
That is definitely, riding a wheelie in reverse.
That was 12 o'clock, wasn't
it? That was. Every bit of 12.
Like
every bit of 12.
That drone shot was awesome.
It was.
Can we slow-mo the drone shot? Do we have that technology?
Let's go to replay.
Again, straight up and down. He might even. Well, he was way farther than 12 o'clock. It looked like. Just smacked it in reverse.
Yeah, it's hard to see at the point that he landed there, but obviously it was a hard slap down.
And it looks like he started to take off and maybe thought something went right, and that's when they came over and checked it out for him. Again, you want to have a good time, but there's no point in ruining a motor while you're here.
Man, Keith is really the MVP of it, isn't he?
You have no idea. And, parts, I was showing my buddy Eric that came with this weekend. He has a bunch of toolboxes. There's tools, there's parts, bolts, whatever you need. We took one time Bubba Bacon broke a kingpin. We ground the head of the bolt off just enough to slam it in the kingpin part, put everything back together, and still ran the second course. Came in like second or third for the day. Like, it was great. Welder on board, grinders on board. Whatever you need, he can get you going again. Even if it's just back to the trailer, he can still get you going.
Man, he's the guy you want on your trail ride with you.
Yeah, definitely a lifesaver. We appreciate Keith. He takes good care of us.
Yeah, he's always there to help out.
And does it for free.
I heard he got a little out of whack yesterday.
He did.
Yeah, I think that was totally unexpected for everybody.
Yeah, so the recovery guy needed recovery.
What do you do when the recovery man goes down?
They had coming up. He said the race was over. Side by side, he was helping pull him out of the way or something. After that, he's like, I can crawl up this. And, obviously, it's a very capable rig, even though it's our recovery vehicle. So he pulls up, just starts kind of putting up it, and the back tire kind of dug in a little bit, and just kind of slowly tipped him over. And Jay Storch was telling me, I said, Jay, was he okay? And he goes, oh, dude, we walk up, he's busting up laughing inside of there,
So he rolled over on the race hill. This one we're
right here,
now.
yeah. And again, that vehicle is very capable of doing what we're doing, so it's nothing super crazy. But his tire fell in a certain hole at a certain spot. He might have to be running a little less air pressure than some of us. So,
well, it's amazing what you do. Like race speed versus trail riding speed. It's a totally different perspective on these obstacles.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's actually easier at race speed.
Yeah,
when you're just hitting the tops of the bumps, right?
Again, we've seen Timmy do that a couple times where he just kind of skims across some of those bigger whoops or kind of a gauntlet you have to bounce through. You get enough speed, you can kind of just like a trophy truck. Again, you kind of just skimming the top of them.
That's what they say. Hit the tops of the bumps, and it's faster. I don't have the heart to do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go suit up and head down, and hopefully have great stories to tell when I get back.
You're going racing. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Have fun. Don't break anything.
Thanks.
So am I honorary time guy now?
If you'd like to be.
That's not hard, right? It's just numbers. Just everybody's whole day depends on me now. No pressure.
We're the unofficial timekeepers.
Good.
Clyde has all the officials.
Good.
These are the times that we have are just for our reference and the viewers' reference.
All right. Well, full disclosure. If I mess this up, sorry guys, but Clyde will fix it.
Don't worry, I'm writing them down too.
Oh, good. Bunch of fail-safes. I feel way more official with the laptop right in front of me, though.
There you go. So right now, our fastest time on Hill 1, we're halfway through our bouncer list for Hill 1 right now. Excuse me, that's Daniel Heckley getting recovered off the hill down there currently. But Timmy Cameron has the fastest time with a 48.4. The next fastest is Clint Garrison with a 58.7.
That is nuts, a 10-second lead.
10
More
seconds.
than 10 seconds.
Then we've got Kenneth Cozine with a 60, Jerry Gray with a 62, John Campbell with a 73, Jack Porter with a 93, and about 4 DNFs it looks like. You know what, I'm just glad to see somebody finally going up the Mickey Thompson Mountain now after 14 rather disheartening DNFs in the bounty class, the UTV bounty class.
You know,
it's nice to see somebody at the finish line.
I was watching the bounty class earlier for the UTV guys, and it's so fascinating that they are running, they're running like 28, 29-inch tires on something this technical with big rocks. And I guess it's just for wheel speed, right? Is it just to be faster on the flat track sections? That's why they choose that tire size?
I don't know. I mean, it makes them nimble in the rocks, but then you get on these ledges down here and just,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed the guys with the larger
tire. Trying to
tire.
Split the difference, I guess, between the track course style and then, of course, hitting the rock ledges. So,
is there a tire size limit in that class?
That is a good question. I get our specs mixed up, but we have so many classes now.
Right.
We've got 6 classes in the series, but that's on the website, nationalrockracing.com. If you guys are curious about those
I'm curious.
specific
I will
details.
go check that out.
Yeah.
I'd like to learn more.
You can report back.
Yeah. But so on this bouncer class, we've got how many left to run?
About half.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like about 8 that I have on my list here.
8 more.
Brandon Davis should be up next, so we might see him pulling up to the starting line.
I can't wait to see him run. That IFS is just fascinating to watch in the rocks like this.
It is. So agile.
It's nice. And he's so smooth with it, too.
All right, guys. They are still getting Daniel recovered off the hill down there, so we're going to go to a quick commercial, and then we'll be right back with more.
What you want? No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerfly XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
When you're serious about installing the highest quality drivetrain products designed for high horsepower and bigger tires, there's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it, knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform, built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle. When you're serious about installing the highest quality drivetrain products designed for high horsepower and bigger tires, there's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it, knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform, built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle.
right, guys, we are back, and we are almost done getting Daniel recovered off the hill. I figure now is a good time to announce our Skinny Pedal Award winner from the race at Visions. So hopefully you guys were able to go to the website and watch the recap video that had our 3 nominees on there and cast your vote. It's super easy. Just follow the link on any of multiple Facebook posts that are made about it. You can go watch the recap video and jog your memory if maybe you forgot how everyone's runs ended up. And all you got to do is click on a name, and it's just super easy poll set up on the website. So the winner from the race at Visions, Skinny Pedal Award, Anthony Yunt.
Oh, man.
I know he was watching earlier and he asked about it. Hopefully he's still watching now. If not, well, I'll repeat that a couple times so everybody gets a chance to hear. But Anthony, you showed out at Visions on those hillsides, and for that you're going to be taking home a really cool trophy from Jonathan Shepard at Skinny Pedal Fab. Thank you to Jonathan for partnering with us this year on this new award that we're doing, and it's just another way to give back to the drivers and recognize somebody going all out and showing out on the race course, and you get a cool trophy, a little cash. So thank you to Jonathan. Well done, Anthony.
That is
Good times.
Very cool. And Jonathan's got some cool fab work, so I can only imagine what this trophy looks like.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I imagine it's very cool.
I don't know if I can find it very quickly. There are pictures and some videos posted on Facebook, but maybe we'll get another one to show everybody.
All right, looks like we got Brandon Davis on the line.
Okay.
That is a fantastic angle, everyone.
Just put that anywhere.
Yeah. Is that a Caterpillar? That's
yeah.
a nice
There's more of it.
That's logo product placement. How much did they pay us for that? For that spot right there.
The check's in the mail, right?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Is Zach doing an interview right now? All right, let's go see.
We got Brandon Davis as our next contendant racer. Next racer, Brandon Davis, representing Cheryl Davis Racing. I know I'm going to ask him who the sponsor is or who he wants to thank. He wants to thank his smoking hot wife, the good Lord above, and all the fans that come out and watch him race. Did I forget anybody?
No, that covers it. I appreciate everybody coming out.
All right, thank y'all to everybody coming out. Let's everybody get in your places like we rehearsed. We got Brandon Davis.
All right, so any predictions on the time for Brandon? What do you feel?
Wow. Well, I was totally wrong on my prediction for Timmy. Let's see. Timmy's got a 48. I'll go with like 52. 52 something. What do you think?
I don't know. The bar's been set, so he's going to be pushing it.
Brandon is Mr. Consistency. He likes that second place. I'm sure he'd rather have first place, but, hey.
Right.
He worked his way up. It was third a while back.
Well, to finish first, you first must finish, right?
This is true.
Take what you can get as long as it's not the trees.
Yeah, that saying was brought up earlier.
Normally that's more appropriate in like an endurance racing series or something like that. Not so much a sprint, but a marathon. But this sprint is proving to be a lot more challenging than I expected.
It sure is.
He's trying for that center line, it looks like.
Menace is a very capable buggy.
No.
Oh, no, right as I said that.
Oh!
Hello, it's not over yet. Not over yet. It's just a little detour. All right, scrap my time. Prediction. Easy there, Brandon.
Man, that's a steep line right up there. There he goes.
There it is. 99.833 for Brandon Davis. Might not have been one of the fastest times, but he did complete the course with no carnage and a little bit of showing off in the middle.
That's our...
little excitement for the crowd.
That's our 8th or 7th place, it looks like, right now.
Can you give us a top 5 rundown, Ricky?
Top 5 right now. We've got Mr. Tim Cameron in first place with 48.47 seconds, followed by Clint Garrison in second with a 58 second. That is 10 seconds between first and second.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. And then we've got Kenneth Kozing in number 3, followed by Jerry Gray and John Campbell.
All right. That's how it sits right now. I see Matt Holt on the starting line. Let's go see what Zach has to say about Matt.
All right, y'all don't forget to pay off Brandon for that great run. Next up, we got Matt Holt. Matt Holt's got a lot of really good sponsors. He gets out and promotes himself really well. He does the best with what he's got all the time, every time. Always got a smile on his face, and we love him for it. Matt, who do you want to thank for being here?
I want to thank all my friends and family, the fans for coming out, my buddy Eric for helping me, my girlfriend for supporting me, and the good Lord above.
Always want to thank your friends and family and the good Lord above. Fire this thing up, and we'll tell you when you're ready for you.
You know, Matt busts his butt to get to these events, and not only the National Rock Racing events, but he also travels with Clyde and the Rock Racing media crew and does the live feeds for Ultra 4 Racing. So these guys are on the go all the time. And Matt has had a string of bad luck lately. I mean, he had his truck stolen, for crying out loud.
Yeah, did you guys talk about that earlier?
We did.
I can't believe it.
He wasn't on the show yesterday because he broke down on the way here and had a whole saga of having to deal with that and was able to make it either. Oh, no.
I think we might have some ring and pinion situations or something. It looked like the front end decided to stop going.
Oh, man. Matt. Well,
or a drive shaft, maybe?
As I was saying, he's had a string of bad luck.
Poor guy, man.
And, you know, Matt, one thing I love about Matt is that his passion for the sport and the people involved, he is just so enthusiastic. He brings that energy and that passion to the show, to the racing, to just being out here, you know. And I love that about him.
So we're hearing that it is the drive shaft of the transfer case.
Aw, Matt. So he's looking for a couple good sponsors, guys. If you want to have somebody on your race team that's got a lot of heart and will work hard and put in the time, put in the effort, Matt's your guy.
Well, fortunately, this particular failure might be an easy fix, right? It could just be as simple as a U-joint in the driveline, but not really sure. Maybe we have some more information.
For his sake, I hope so.
Exactly what's going on. Yeah, I'm sure Matt will give us a detailed report shortly. Boy, Keith's working overtime today and doing all the recovery.
He is putting in the time. As always, thank you to our recovery crew for faithfully being out here at all of these events. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. They are on top of things. They keep everyone safe, keep them rolling, get them off the hill.
Hopefully it's not broken, like locked down. I mean, it kind of looked like it might have been, but he might have just hammered the brakes to avoid more damage.
I didn't really even see him roll to a stop. I glanced away for a second.
It looked like the front tires chattered to a stop a little bit, so I can't really tell. Wonder, can we get our drone in there? You know, just like fly underneath and give us a.
The drone is having transmission issues. That's
radio transmissions.
Different.
Yeah.
That's not.
Well, normally, you know, it's not something you think about. It's just it just goes.
It's like, well, your brain's used to thinking of a different kind of transmission issues out here,
That's
and then
true.
you hear that the drone has transmission issues, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, it won't shift to third. What a shame.
We're talking about this because we were trying to Ricky suggested getting a drone over there to see what's going on, but it can't go that far, apparently.
But what is crazy about that drone, so I was talking to him earlier,
third gear.
that drone will do like over 100 miles an hour.
Those things, like, I did not have a full appreciation for drones and people flying them until we started using them, regularly for the show. Hey. And I am so impressed by all the drone pilots that we've had this year and last year and what they're able to do with those things. And it enhances, the live feed and all the videos so much. It gives you such a better view. They can get places where we can't get our static cameras set up. And it would be hard to go without them at this point.
And the drone operator, huge shout out to that, because I couldn't imagine doing it. It's kind of reminds me of playing a very high stakes video game, right? You've really got to thread the needle with these guys and to get us this good footage and keep everybody safe.
We have a driver coming to join us in the studio here while they're getting Matt off the course. We've got Ben Casey. Normally, we see you out there.
There we go.
But you're just here spectating.
Yep.
This weekend.
I didn't get mine ready in time.
Bummer. Well, you're not the first one. That we heard that from a couple people at the drivers' meetings this weekend.
The last race we ran at AOP was pretty tough on the axles.
It was. Yeah, I know. I broke one.
I think you broke the same one I broke. Yep.
We did. Yeah, we raced, was that like a month ago or something?
Something like the 9th of last month.
Yeah, so AOP, Taylor Pickett, and a couple other guys, I guess, put together. The names are escaping me right now, but they put together an event at AOP, a side-by-side race. Mm-hmm. And if you've ever been to AOP, then there's a lot of rocks out there. And it was really fun. I raced our stock 4-seater, Big Booty Judy as she's affectionately known, and it was rough. But
she did good though.
Listen, I lost power steering halfway up on the second hill.
You didn't tell me that.
And I still can't get my ring on this finger because my knuckle
jammed it up.
I thought it broke it, but yeah, I still can't put my ring on this finger. So lasting effects. But hey, it was fun. So obviously you had some lasting effects too from that race. You're not back together yet.
Well, right after that, I ran the barrel racing too.
Oh, that's right.
So I had to go down, change, get back in that real quick. It was a hassle.
That was a super fun event. It's fun to change things up once in a while and do like the barrel racing or a team race or, just whatever. Change it up a little bit.
All right, we got another one on the line, it looks like.
We've got Jonathan Gibbs and Half Ton down there on the line. Where's Zach? Is he hiding behind the buggy? All right, let's go down and see what they have to say.
All right, we got it all cleared up, got the track ready. Next up, we got Half Ton Hoochie being piloted by Jonathan Gibbs. Jonathan Gibbs, who you want to say a big thanks to? All right, he said the good Lord above, and all you people watch this.
All right, Half Ton Hero. Is he going to be a hero today?
I
and
got
take
high
down
hopes.
Tim Cameron's 48.4 is the time to beat right now. That's a really, really high bar.
It is.
Set by TC.
But, it's tough to, before that bar gets set, it's tough to run, right? You've got to know to pace yourself or when to hammer it, when to let out. And, after watching Timmy's run, there's really nowhere to let out anymore.
Nope. And Half Ton Hero is a Jake Pike build, if I remember correctly.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, we saw that out here last season.
Where's Jake at? I haven't seen him.
I don't know. I think he took some time off, and he was on the live feed yesterday. He commented on here, so hopefully he's...
Jonathan's taking that left UTV line, I guess if we can call it that.
They definitely were. There were plenty of attempts over there by that tree.
That bottom root right there is what's hanging everybody up.
The perspective of this is hard to really gather. It is so much steeper than it looks in this clip.
These hills don't do justice. on video at all.
Man, and they never do.
We
They
tell
never
people
do.
that constantly. So there you go, guys. You're not just hearing it from me and Matt. Everybody that's ever been out to a race hill in person.
Ooh.
Just take what you see on the camera and assume it's twice as steep.
Yep.
I believe he is now two-wheel drive, unfortunately. We might have had another drive line let go. That front end definitely came to a sudden stop. These guys are rough on equipment.
Just a little.
Just a little.
I know I don't ever do stuff like that, so I don't know what the problem is.
I don't know. Big Boo Judy, she's had some tires fall off in the middle of the races before, and you know.
Listen, it's not my fault that the lug nuts weren't tight. Okay.
Now
okay.
whose fault is it? They're supposed to check their own rig.
Lug nuts is like a step one thing, right?
Listen, I was just trying to be like Wes Keene, okay?
Are the tires on? Check.
You know, speaking of Wes Keene, I work with his nephew. He started working with me probably a month or two ago.
Oh.
Yep.
Nice.
So I got the 401 update on him all the time.
Yeah.
So
how's he doing?
He's doing good.
Good.
He's doing good.
Glad to hear that. We'll miss having him out here.
I know.
It was good to see him in the few races he did recently.
Yeah, it was.
For sure. Yeah, we have a few drivers kind of missing in action that we got used to seeing out here the last couple seasons, but then we have new ones coming in too, you know.
Yep.
So it's just how it works in the sport, and we're glad to see new faces out here as well.
It's always nice to have new competition too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not always the same ones all the time. You don't know what someone else is capable of doing. You know, it's always a fun way to look at it.
For sure. I think some good examples are like the Kaysen brothers, Clay and Cody, both in the stock and the unlimited class, have been racing real hard this season and laying down some great times, giving Timmy some good competition, and Cody's been on top of the stock class.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an example. And Clint Garrison going from UTV to bouncer, he's actually been doing really great in the bouncer as well.
Really
so
surprised on how good he's turned that around on, you know.
And speaking of going from UTV to bouncer, we're going to be seeing Wyatt Wilson later today.
That's right. He got that buggy
in his new bouncer, his first time racing it. So, see what happens with that. I don't know.
I think it'll do good.
And is this a new build, or is this something we've seen before?
It is the old Dorothy buggy. So we have seen it before, not a ton, but who had it? Reed, Jesse Reed, raced with us a couple times with it. So it's been a little while.
Dorothy.
It had ruby red wheels.
Oh,
so
appropriate.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I love this segment of the industry and the names of the buggies. It's so
it's the
great.
fun part.
It really is.
I like naming stuff.
Well, and it shows the personality of the driver more than here's 4401, you know.
Yeah.
So I do like that.
It's
got to be.
It's like Monster Truck. You know, they have a personality.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta give them some character.
It's got to be a nightmare to keep up with, though.
It does. Sometimes I feel like we need like baseball cards, which we do have for our sponsor drivers. We have their cards and info, but we have half as many that show up to race that. I didn't mean sponsor. I meant season drivers.
Yep.
So it can be a lot to keep up with. But
well, we got Matt Holt back up from his run. I'm going to hand the mic over to him and get the whole story.
Game plan for next year. I'm going to try to get me a big buggy.
Oh, we're going to have another.
Yeah, that's the goal. So hopefully we can hop in one and see what we can do with it.
All right.
Depending on if I keep this or not, continue with it.
What you doing there?
It's a little warm when you get a race suit on. We're in the breeze, shade. When you're out in the sun with a race suit on, it gets pretty warm.
I believe it.
Matt, what happened?
What's up, dog?
What happened?
Broke a rear output shaft.
I heard it.
So yeah,
I didn't know what it was.
You knew what it was.
I kind of heard it, but I didn't want to say what it was.
Yeah, like I was telling them, I was laughing. It's a gift and a curse to be an automotive expert, because when you hear a noise, you're like, I know what that is.
Yep.
You can't play
I
dumb.
don't want to believe it.
Yeah,
I don't want to believe it.
Like you're motor knocking, you're like, that's a motor. No, it's suspension. Nope, that's a motor.
Yeah.
That's a motor.
Yeah.
So
can you fix it?
No, I don't have any spare rear output shafts with me, but that happens. Hey, got to race. Good times, you know.
Well, now you can just sit up here and relax.
Yeah, go get some lunch.
Enjoy the show.
Goof off. Yeah.
You got to be in a race suit.
Do what?
You don't have to
gotta
wear
be
your
in your
fire
race
suit.
Yeah, it's a little warm out there. So it's a good time.
We were rooting for you.
Yeah. And the course was
tried
fun.
to get you some new sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gave you a little shout out.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it.
So when they start calling.
Yeah, I will.
Let me know.
I will. Yeah. Who ran after me?
Brandon.
Brandon ran right before me. Joe Gibbs.
Jonathan Gibbs did.
How did he do?
Well, Half-Ton Hero was not a hero today.
No. I saw we were getting at my buggy position, me and Keith, and I saw it like popping out the top of the hill, and I was like, okay, that looks pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, no. I heard he was moving a drive shaft or something, but I wasn't sure if they were still talking about me banging around in my drive shaft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stinks. You hate to see that.
I guess you guys didn't hear that. Taylor said he did break a front drive shaft.
Okay. Front drive shaft?
Yeah. Well, see, we get used to it. We can hear Taylor, but the viewers can't hear Taylor, so we forget that
stinks.
sometimes.
And again, if you break a front drive shaft, rear drive shaft, whatever, if it's the U-joint, usually you can slap one of those back in 10, 15 minutes.
Easy fix.
Our buggies are really easy to work on, so you can jump in there, take drive shaft out, put a U-joint in. Most racers have a size or two, so whatever size you have, if you don't have one, usually you can grab one from somebody else. So chances are you can usually get one, but sounds like we're getting ready for an interview. All right, here's Zach with the Justin Wills.
All right, as soon as we get this cleared up, our next victim racer will be Justin Wheels, traveling all the way from North Carolina somewhere, like 9 hours away. Took him 2 days to get here. Anyway, driving this old pink and purple baby right here. That's his favorite colors. Y'all seen him. Y'all don't be scared to go over and get you an autograph or talk to him or they did so bad or so good to be seen. Justin, who you want to thank for being here?
And Danny Pearman, always with me.
He wants to thank his wife and daughter for traveling with him all this way.
I heard
all of his sponsors.
Daniel Pierpoint.
We having some camera problems? Yeah. All right.
They're also probably a little warm baking in the hot sun right now.
It's
matrix.
basically like an oven out here if you're a piece of electronic equipment.
It's not Oklahoma hot.
Especially if you're a black piece of electrical equipment.
Not quite. We're getting close, but not quite. We do have a little more of a breeze.
We got a little more breeze
here.
Yeah.
That helps. And you know what? Having the trailer up at the top of the hill instead of down by the
a
finish line like we did last year,
a lot better.
The dust is much better.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Justin Wills on the starting line. Is that our view right now? All right, this is what we got. We're getting a battery changed out, and then we'll have our other camera view back. Do we have a drone up right now? Okay.
Oh yeah, look at that!
Oh,
sweet looking rock bouncer there.
It's guarding the finish line.
It is. It's the defender of the finish line.
There's an ugly orange razor over there.
Yeah.
It says 14 on it, you know. Been beat to death.
Is that on top of the trailer, Taylor?
The wounded razor. No.
I like that. I like that shot. Great finish line shot there.
All right. Well, if you guys have just joined us recently on the show, welcome to Hillside Live. We're at Hawk Pride Mountain Off-Road Park for the second Southern race of the season. This weekend's brought to us by RCV Axle, and it's a special weekend with them because it marks the 10-year anniversary of their partnering with SRRS since way back at the first race, Chocolaco, in 2012. So they did a generous giveaway at yesterday's drivers meeting and this morning's drivers meeting. So one for the UTV class, one for the bouncer class. And Nathan King and Jonathan Andrews both took home some really nice prizes from RCV Axle. We had Ricky B up here with us this morning and actually just a little while ago. So hopefully you guys got to watch and hear from him a little bit.
Yeah.
It was fun to talk about, what RCV is doing and has done for the series and the sport over the years, but just to hang out with Ricky, too, because he's been around all this, for the last decade, too. It started out with Ricky B Photography.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's a huge part of RCV and helping a lot of the drivers out, and they've got their hands in a lot of different facets of the off-road world. So.
And even spinning, like I said, we talked about drifting cars. Now even moving into on-road race cars. So super cool to see them, kind of spawning out and doing different stuff. And again, it's kind of nice that he, showed honor to us and said, hey, we appreciate you guys because you guys have gave us the elite pad to kind of go into all forms of motorsports, so we appreciate that. And they obviously have been a great sponsor of the series, and they help out a lot of drivers. I know, Ricky, anytime I have issues, I call him or call Josh up there. He used to do warranties. Now he's kind of moving over, but like I said, he's a guy I talk to on a regular, so it's good.
So it's been fun to kind of commemorate that 10 years because I hadn't really stopped and thought about that either, how long it's been, you know. So awesome time having Ricky out here. We've got Ben Casey sitting up here with us right now. We were chatting a little bit earlier. If you just jumped on, Ben races with us in the UTV class, usually. Today you're just hanging out.
Couldn't get it all together today.
Yep, hey, it happens. And I announced our Skinny Pedal Award winner from the race at Visions earlier, and that was Anthony Yunt. So he's going to get an awesome trophy from Jonathan Shepard at Skinny Pedal Fab. Those things are really cool.
They are cool.
Have you seen
I haven't seen them.
Pictures of them? Mm-hmm. There's a few floating around on Facebook. We might have to repost another one because Ricky hadn't seen one either.
You want to have that trophy, but yet you don't want to earn that trophy.
No,
right.
It always ends up destructive.
It's never a good thing.
But I like it because if you're going to come out here and do something crazy and show out, even if it wasn't your intention, at least you can get recognized for it. And you're going to have a cool trophy. They're like they look like a flag, kind of. I don't know how to. I'm doing a very good job describing it.
It's very neat.
But plus a little cash. So shout out to
there's cash out with
Jonathan Shepard and Skinny Pedal Fab for partnering with us on that this season. Hopefully that's something we'll be able to continue next year. I don't know. We'll see.
Good.
But, we've had a fun time with that because while we're watching, we're like noting who the nominees are going to be. And then we'll put together a little reel of them, put it on the website. And then all you got to do is go. You can watch the recap and kind of see what everybody did. Click on the driver that you think, and it's just a really
Are they doing
easy
it
poll.
for UTV and?
It's for anybody. Anybody in any class that we think did something crazy or wild or fun to watch.
This is Justin Wills taking off. Again, clock is hot, coming out of South Carolina.
Justin definitely, he and his family do some of the most traveling, I would say, out of many of our drivers, especially when we get to the more western parts of the country and those parks. But he has been super consistent racing with us all season. His daughter Gatlin races in the UTV youth class now.
Boy, she's all about it.
She's on top of it. She's leading in points on that. For the season.
I hadn't looked at him yet.
Coming into today. She definitely takes after her dad. He doesn't have those purple light whips on the back anymore.
He doesn't. I think he just broke them so much. Come on, get up there.
Get it.
Come on, stay in it. There you go.
Nice.
Good job.
.200.
And that was Justin Wills with Digging Deeper Racing. Looks like we've got Randall Key on the line. So good to see him back out here with us again. I know he's had a struggle getting buggies done this year. And Randall, speaking of RCV having been part of the series since the very beginning, so has Randall. I think he's probably been to more races than pretty much any driver at this point.
I would say so. It's him and Bobby both got to be up there, but I think with Bobby taking some time off, I think he might even be a tad ahead of Bobby.
Let's go down to Zach and see what they have to say.
All right, guys, one of my favorite racers and one of the OGs of the SRRS, NRA, everything, Randall Key, racing his buggy for the second time in our series. He's got this new Outlaw, IFS, IRS, all converted over so he can run it with his hand controls. And he's still getting his sea legs, but from what I saw at Visions, the man is absolutely on keel. Randall, who do you want to thank?
Thank the good Lord, my wife Wendy, and
all my friends and family that makes all this possible, and Terry Vanessa buys an RV. For all y'all, wouldn't be doing this.
All right, you could have stopped at the good Lord and Wendy. The good Lord for giving her to you. Hey, good luck, brother. Randall Keith.
All right, so Zach mentioned the hand controls that Randall drives with. If you guys are maybe newer to the sport and you're not familiar with Randall as a driver, he's actually paralyzed from the waist down, so he drives completely with hand controls. And it's amazing what he is able to do. I mean, I fumble around in there with rear steer and shifting and just crazy. Everything else when you're in, your adrenaline gets going, and I'm slapping around for everything. Yeah. And Randall is doing everything with hand controls. He is definitely a fun driver to watch, that's for sure.
That just goes to show that, anything that happens to you, you don't give up on it.
That's right.
If you want to do it, do it.
He's very inspiring,
very.
For sure. And like I said, he's been part of the sport in the series since the very beginning. I think this year and him missing the first half of the season, I think that's the most races he's missed.
Yeah.
I mean, probably since he started racing, if I'm not mistaken.
I've never seen him miss that as many as he has.
Yeah, and I know that was hard for him. It was frustrating for him, to not be out here.
Yeah, we're going to see what he's going to do with this buggy. Again, it sits a little bit lower, so again, we'll see how that clearances the rocks. I know some of the drivers have looked about, obviously. Oh, come on. Dang it.
So like Zach said, the IFS and IRS in this buggy, we're seeing a little more of that now. I mean, I know Menace has, we already saw that.
Yeah.
What year was Menace built?
Menace 2 years ago.
Was it 2? So we're seeing a little more of it now, but it's not super common in the bouncers yet.
Not yet.
So I'm curious to see as Randall gets more comfortable in the buggy and what he's able to continue to do with that throughout the season.
That's a big change to go from that to straight axle.
Yeah.
Different feels.
Because he drove Rage and Blaze before that for a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, I can't remember how many years, but he was in both of those for quite
as long
as
I
some
can
time.
remember.
Yeah. So there's always kind of an adjustment period when you've got a new build, and especially when it's a pretty big difference, like it went to with Undertaker now.
I didn't even know he had this.
Yeah, he brought it out to Visions. Was the first time that we saw him in it.
I didn't get to make it to Visions. It's pretty sad. I had to work. Couldn't get off work.
It was pretty crazy.
Was it?
It was pretty crazy.
I didn't get to see it.
It's Visions is kind of a unique animal in its own, just because there's so much going on with it. There's
a lot to it.
There is. At one point on Saturday, we had a Ultra 4 race live, a pit bike race live, and a RC car race live, all at the same time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's bananas.
It's like you got to pick and choose what you want to watch and go to or whatever when you're out there.
And they were all three had live feeds going as well, not just racing, but they were also three.
Yeah, they're all streaming.
Yeah, the night course is probably one of my favorite things.
That was fun. We watched
really
the
cool.
short course racing at night. They had like 24 lights or something set up out on the track. It's a 2-mile course.
Yeah, I say it was a good time. Like I said, just if nothing else, just seeing at night with the guys racing around, and it was a lot of fun.
We didn't do it at night last year, so that was different.
Yeah,
that was fun.
I was there. I did last year.
Yeah, y'all go to Rock Racing TV, and you can go back and watch all the live feeds from Visions and from the other Ultra 4 races this year. There's all kinds of good content on there. Hopefully you're watching this live stream right now from Rock Racing TV. Y'all be sure to head over to that page instead of the SRRS page from now on. Matt and I will be watching from the Rock Racing TV Facebook page, and we want to be able to see your comments, answer your questions, all that good stuff. Yeah, Rock Racing TV Media is a live stream extraordinaire. They can make the live feeds happen. All right, I see Sucker Punch Speaking of other classic buggies, that one's been around a while.
LC's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been around for 9 years.
At least,
something like that.
We did a 4x4 Nation.
Yep.
The women's calendar shoot that we did, we used that buggy in it. So.
I actually spoke to LC a couple days ago.
All right, let's go to Zach.
All right, he's going to go up there and get it looked at by the motor doctors. Next up, we got Trent Ratcliffe on the line. Trent said he's got one goal, and that's to win. I mean, it's to finish. It's to not die. We're good. Trent Ratcliffe, who do you want to thank?
My dad.
Nobody really cares. Mom and Dad made it happen. Good.
That was awesome.
All right, that was Trent Ratcliffe that just attempted to have a conversation with Zach.
That's a great interview there. He's like, yep, nobody cares. Mom and Dad, thanks for a lot.
Ben, you said you just talked to LC the other day. How's he doing?
He's doing good.
I haven't talked to him in forever.
Yeah, I hadn't either. That's the first time I talked to him probably since the last time he raced at AOP.
Oh, wow. Yep, Trent Ratcliffe out on the course in old Sucker Punch. Trent is another one of our drivers that graduated from the UTV class up to the Bouncers.
It's always awesome to watch guys jump up and see how they handle. I always like talking to them and seeing what they think about it. Going from a side-by-side to a big bouncer, seeing how it feels and what they think about the performance, how is it handled differently. Most of them are like, it's actually easier to drive just because you have such a bigger tire. They go from, some of the guys on the side-by-side Cup Series run a pretty small tire, and relatively to some of the other side-by-side guys that run a lot bigger tire than some of the mud events I go to. So to see them go from that to a big tire they said it's a little easier to drive.
There is a little bit of an element of point and shoot with a bouncer that you don't have with a UTV.
You have to be very accurate.
Especially on rocks like this.
Again, a perfect example we saw this morning with our 14 DNFs on this course, We got
that was tough.
9 guys that have so far finished this course in big bouncers. So
easy there, Trent. So Trent has had
go.
Get it.
Nice.
There we go. Good job.
I love seeing that because he's had a little bit of a rough start with Sucker Punch this year and getting used to the big bouncer, so I love seeing that for him. Nice finish. That was an 87.063. Lots of backfiring going on.
Yeah,
Sucker Punch.
A little bit of fuel delivery issue there, it sounds like.
He got up, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
That's right. Bryant says the hills look pretty rowdy. Can't wait to see Hill 2.
Oh, boy.
You and me both.
We got Wade Good pulling up the line.
I saw a sign down at the bottom of the hill that says good luck.
I like that.
I'm assuming that was Wade's handiwork, but I'm not sure. Let's go to Zach.
All right, next up, we got the reason Daniel Heckley's family even comes to the races, Wade Good. Yeah, if y'all look to the left, you'll see Good Luck Hill, but we're going to see what he can do today on this track course. Looking for that number 1 spot or at least finish. Who do you want to thank, Wade Good?
I'd like to thank all my family and all my sponsors that helped me get here.
All right, man. Best of luck to you. Can't wait to see you run.
He is revving up and ready to go.
There you have it. Good Luck Hill. Down there.
Good Luck Hill.
Next to No Respect. And Daniel Heckley's little girls are like his biggest fans. I don't know if you've ever seen them all like interacting together. Blake and Dallas with Wade. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun to watch.
I've seen them with Cash, and they always like tease each other, and like they're like two brothers basically.
It's like the epitome of race family out here.
He picks on him. Cash come up. I mean, I've like make a beeline for him to pick on him. You can see that course is getting pretty dusty out there.
Hold on, Brian. This deserves recognition. He said, "Y'all know where Wade lives? Rent free in Timmy's head."
Yeah. That's funny.
Good one. All right, so coming into this weekend, Wade is leading in points with 488. Timmy is behind him with 479, and then Daniel Heckley at third in points with 417.
Oh!
Getting after it.
See what his time was. That was quick. Ooh.
51.921. 51.
Puts him in second, doesn't it?
Second.
That's second place. Hey, that not enough to dislodge Timmy from that first spot right now, but that was a heck of a run.
And Clyde just said that's pretty quick for a backup. He did have to stop, back up, get reset, and hammer down again. So that is pretty quick for a backup.
Yet again, another driver that started out in our UTV class.
Yeah.
And got the taste for a little more horsepower.
Made the jump to big bouncer this year, and I'd say he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of, we have Wyatt Wilson on the starting line. His debut bouncer race. Let's go down to Zach.
All right, next up on the line, we got Wyatt Wilson driving all natural, unwaxed, unbaxed. All right, Wyatt, who you want to thank?
God, my girlfriend, Tasha, and Super Grip, baby. Let's get it.
Super Grip? Y'all heard him what he said.
All right, so Wyatt told me he's driven this unvaxxed bouncer about 30 minutes.
Okay.
I believe. First race. He does still have the test subject UTV, so he might be, doing double duty in classes in the future. But for this weekend, he just brought out the new bouncer. If you guys missed it earlier, we were talking about this used to be the Dorothy buggy. If you are familiar with what Jess Reed came out and raced that with us a couple times.
And then I think it got handed to somebody else after that.
Yeah, there was someone else had it in between, and now it is unvaxxed.
At Big Meats Run, he said somebody else had it, and they kind of wadded it up a little bit, tore up the front axle, and kind of ripped the whole front end underneath it.
It was known as Reckless for a little while.
Yes, Reckless.
And apparently Reckless got wrecked.
It did. It ripped out the whole front end, he said, and that was enough to make that guy go, you know what, this sport is not for me.
Clearly it's a tough buggy, though, because here it is with Wyatt Wildman Wilson behind the wheel. And you know what? Dorothy is not in Kansas anymore, guys.
It's definitely making that motor sing. Go, baby, go. Come on. Almost there. Come on.
Oh, man.
Get up there.
He's all over it.
Don't stop. Keep going.
Come on. Come on.
Woo.
Good job.
Right.
There he goes. Out the top.
That's a feeling you can't get in a UTV.
Yes.
86.024 for Wyatt Wilson and the inaugural run of the unvaxxed bouncer,
which we're awesome to see. Again, we'll run through our down through our timeline. Timmy is sitting in first at 48 seconds. Wade Good is sitting in second. Hang on 1 second there. Yep. Check it now. Okay. Timmy Cameron at 48 seconds. Wade Good at 51 seconds. Clint Garrison at third at 58 seconds. Justin Wills fourth at 60. Kenneth Cozine at 60 at 50 at fifth place. Jerry Gray, John Campbell, Wyatt Wilson, Trent Radcliffe, Jack Porter, and Brandon Davis all completed the hills. And then we had about 7 DNFs, it looks like. So wrapping up our first bouncer course. Again, we had 14 side-by-side drivers that also had DNFs. So that wraps up our big bouncer section.
All right, so that's Hill 1 for all three of our classes today. Taylor, what time are we coming back? All right, guys, we will be back in about 20 minutes and be kicking off the starting line shortly after that, so don't go too far.
We'll see you guys.